I'm not trying to persuade you and subliminally telling you for what to vote. But there's a poll in the chat. Please vote now. Hit the like, share the show. Today is Friday Festivities, day 4. Día 4. We are live. And today, check this out. Check out these numbers. Check how it works. It is Friday. That is the 6th day of the week. Then the month is 4. The day is 14 of 2023. So April 14 of 2023 being a Friday. Wait. 4, then 14, then should be 24, but it's actually 23. The day is 6. That have nothing to do with the 4 or the 10 that I'm adding 4 to make it 14. You know what? Somewhere in the internet, there's a retard or two that it will tell us that might add up to either 666 or 33. Here comes the intro. Let's do it.
Our number one troll, guys. Jose is in the house. Everyone, welcome Jose, our number one troll. Troll responsibly. You know it, man. Only Jose does it well.
I'm still stuck on that thing about Jose JG Gonzalez being a wanker.
Yeah, that's not trolling, Jose.
But Jose, you seem to be talking through me a lot.
So this is about the character, Jose. This is not about the argument.
That's my problem with Jose, is that he's saying just straight up BS. He's just trolling.
Yeah, he does seem to be trolling, I agree.
It's crazy. It's crazy trolling.
He's not playing the neutral place. I mean, I'm more neutral than Jose's, put it that way.
Jose, you in a mood today, bro?
You know what, Jose? I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know about Jose.
I've got to be honest, Jose. Of the two resident globe heads, you are my favourite.
Jose, is responsible trolling okay? I don't know what you mean by this responsible trolling. Oh,
no one's got time for that. So, responsible trolling is okay. All right. Bro.
I kissed a guy.
Nautical miles are and nautical miles, okay?
You notice this angle now gets wider. It's much wider. Wider here. But look what happened here. Frame.
A sextant and a map. And you want to take this one off first. Make sure that valve is good and tight. It could get a little bit of spitfire. Terrestrial refraction. But that's about it.
Here on the
Daily Boom,
in a metal retardation center costing
PayPal and Super Chat
will be built is to identify all of the causes of mental retardation and to develop more effective techniques of treatment and rehabilitation. The ability to prevent mental retardation is our ultimate goal. To reach this point,
YouTube, Discord, participants,
and the federal government have all come a long, long way.
Now, many of these
flat earthers
so severely retarded that it would be difficult, if not impossible, to take care of them at home. So all we can offer them is good care and sympathetic understanding. But But there are other
flat earther
in these institutions who really need not be there. Those are the ones that are classed as trainable or educable, and you'll hear more about them later.
Are we resorting to comedy hour now? Obviously, Gravity, La La Land is reserved for special people that double speak, that say open is closed, closed is open. La La Land, we are in La La Land. Gravity, obviously, La La Land, La La Land, La La Land, we are in La La Land. Gravity, Gravity, obviously.
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Hello, folks. This is Barack Obama. You are watching The Daily Boom with my man, Jose JG. Boom.
Boom. I have a question for you. Have you ever had a dream that you had you could you'll do you want you could do so you'll do you could you want them to do you so much you could do anything? This is Jose JG. Welcome to Friday Festivities. YouTube Universe! Here we are from Florida. Happy to be here. Day 4th on a row. We are in the Discord server daily. Boom! Please join us there. I will open the YouTube live voice chat in just 1 minute. I gotta do my rant. I gotta do my introduction, encouraging you to hit the like button. If you are here, you're watching, that means that somehow you're entertained, and it will be nice if you hit the thumbs up. I created a poll about what my favorite force is. Is your favorite force gravitational force or electrical force, magnetic force or delta force? Sorry, I cannot vote. I'm unable to vote. I'm not trying to give you any ideas. You vote for whatever you need to. There's a. I'm sorry. I got the. I got the nautical moil and scoy moil in my throat today, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna be doing this shit. I'll try to mute, but during the intro, the scoy moil is just trying to come out. My bad. My apologies. Support the channel, please. Give me some money. I am a poor, hungry man, and I need to eat, and I need to pay electricity and internet and all the stuff, and you guys can help me out. I'm doing better. I will do a lot better. I'm gonna be here daily, hanging out with you, providing you a place to come and hang out and spend a few hours to talk to each other and have this social live via the interwebs. It's actually nice. It keep us out of trouble. Live your life. Do your best to live at fullest. But the few hours that you have available, that you can come in and hang out with us on the interwebs, I hope that you spend an hour or two with me. And if you do, support the channel. A few dollars, it's all right. PayPal or Super Chat. Become a member also. Join us on Discord. Talk to us. That's a good way to support, and hit the like button. That fucking nautical moil doesn't want to come out. The Daily Boom Discord server link is in the description box. The voice chat is YouTube Live is open right now. The text chat on Discord is the Daily Boom Live. Shout out to Charlie Welch. Hola. Ben the Light. What's up, Ben the Light? RT96 in the house. Justin Franks. Also, we need critical thinking is here. And Farmer's Boy is in the chat and he is here.
Hello.
Sorry, man. I don't know if this is contagious, but I got a naughty across my throat.
Oh, hello there. I mean, his videos are hard to watch when he keeps doing that as well. Bloody hell.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I was coughing earlier. There were, I don't know, a car, a bunch of smoke, and it was dusty, windy, and I got all that shit and it's still coming out, man.
Nah, it's cool, mate. It's cool.
Shout out to Reggie50. Live your life, but spend it online. Live your life outside, but then the time that you go home and you relax and you already lived your real life and face-to-face with people and work and engage and socialize, then you can lay back at home, chill out, then get on the internet and hang out with us over here.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
I can spend all day sitting here working, and then I can spend all day sitting here not working.
Amen, man. Amen. Snesley Wipes is here. How you doing, Snesley?
Yeah, I'm good, Jose.
Excellent. Did you vote in the poll? There's a poll on YouTube. I don't know if you have a favorite force.
No, I haven't voted yet. I'm literally just in from work, so.
Uh-oh. Well, whenever you get an opportunity, go to the YouTube and hit the like button. How dare you coming in and not hitting that like? That's so messed up, right?
Yeah.
I ask you, the best way to support is join us on Discord, but the best way to support is hitting the like button. So what's going on? Which one is better, right? Both.
You hit the button first, then you come in.
Yep.
Well,
Indeed.
in theory.
Of course. So you have to do. All right. It looks good on YouTube. I just switched off my camera to have a look how the chat box is big, bold letters in the side. It looks good. I like it because I like having a chat box just in case I have to edit something on the video after it's rendered on YouTube. If I do any type of edits, if something happened that I need to clip out a second or two, if I get some kind of a claim and I need to clip a song out or something, then I will lose the live chat. At least we got something on screen, so that we can.
No, yeah, because the number of times you miss a live show and you think, oh, I'll go and watch that, and there's no side chat. And
Yeah.
Particularly when they're talking to who's in the side chat, and you go, what? And it's just not there. That can be a bit frustrating.
It can be, yeah. And what can we lose? Well, maybe some links that have been shared on YouTube and on the chat box. We might lose those, but at least it'll be documented what was typed and the responsible trolling that went down on the live show,
Exactly.
It's always fun, man. You can make a full episode show, hours and hours about chatbox and the things, the darnest things that people say.
Well, that's Arwin's show, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's sitting there and he's waiting for somebody to type something in the side chat, just so that he can, I don't know, shout at them and have a go at them.
Yeah, man.
And it's like you need more people to be sort of typing because he needs something to react to and interact with.
Yeah, indeed. I need to listen to a voicemail that I was left on. Talk to the audience and encourage them to join us here on Discord so we can troll each other, farmers. I'll give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
I hate it when he does this. Oh, Chikey! Somebody else is there. Yay! Are you model afflicted, Chikey? Go on then. Can't hear you. Oh dear. Come on, people, come in and talk, because Chikey, well, I can't hear him.
Yeah, sounds like he's got audio issues.
Yes.
Me. I forgot.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, he's got operator issues.
same problem as yesterday.
Oh, right. Well, at least we can hear you now. That's the main thing. Yeah, I couldn't vote for my favourite force because that, of course, is G-force.
Gravitational force.
No, G-force, as in Battle of the Planets, the cartoon.
Okay. Yeah, there were more options like brute force and all that stuff, but I actually put some decent options. The three strongest force, like the three more recognized force or whatever, the three accepted forces: gravitational force, electrical force, and magnetic forces. I didn't add the S just to kind of keep it, but it's magnetic forces. And of course the delta force, because Chuck Norris have to be in every pole in the universe.
Well, he does when it comes to forces, because it has to be Delta Force, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed. He did the Delta Force movie, which I gotta tell you, I watched that movie since I was a kid. I don't even remember it. I wasn't a fan when I was a kid.
It's been a long time since I've watched a Chuck Norris film. I mean, I've seen films where he's also been in, because he was in one of the
Expandables. I haven't seen that one.
That's it. He was in one of them, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes, I think the second one. But an actual Chuck Norris film, I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah.
Probably 30 odd years.
I was checking the the voicemail. Oh man, people get so pissed off because I actually updated my answer message like, hey, this is Jose, leave me a message or whatever. I used to have that one. Hey, I'm not available right now. This is Jose, leave me a message. And click, right? When people leave that voice thing. So mine is when it ring, I go, hello. I'm sorry, I'm not here right now. Leave me a message. And then I beep. Bro, because people started talking, and then when they hear the beep, the message I got is like, oh, fuck's sake. They hung up.
Yeah, because they heard you go, hello.
And pause, yeah, don't pause.
If you leave a long enough pause, they're going to start talking, aren't they?
Oh, they'll start talking. Yeah, I leave like 3 to 4 seconds like silence pass, and yeah, I have getting a few people. My mom also, she said like, "Oh, you asshole! You don't do that shit to us. Come on."
I generally don't get as far as leaving a message because, and generally anybody I'm calling, they're going to see they've had a missed call and they're going to see it was me, and then whenever they get the chance, they're going to ring me back anyway. So, it most of the time there's no point leaving a message because they're going to ring you back. Usually that's work related, but
yeah. Feedback on YouTube. Does it look okay? The video that people is watching on YouTube looks good. One for yes. Other for no. I know I'm gonna have random numbers thrown in there.
Yes.
Anything you want to share at the beginning? I got a little link over here. We can take a little look. I started watching yesterday. I said like, yeah, that's something that we might entertain a little bit, kind of in the time.
There was another rocket launch today, but there's really not an awful lot to see.
Oh, okay. Was it SpaceX or not?
No, well, this is half the problem why there wasn't a lot to see. It was that juice thing where the European Space Agency is sending this probe up to have a look at the outer moons, or is it the outer moons of Jupiter? So that was an Ariane launch that's launched from French Guinea, and it was very cloudy. So you see the rocket take off, and almost straight away it's in the clouds, and then of course it cuts to CGI because they've got no cameras on board, and it was like, oh, all right then.
So that's we mentioned yesterday in the news there was something about Jupiter and the moons. Is this related to that?
Yeah, it was that launch. Yeah.
All right. Hey, you got a link? Let's take a little look before we.
I'm just trying to. Hang on. Let me have a look.
Do you like my intro after my intro? I gave you a kind of a positive message about if have you ever had a dream? I got the transcript here. I got the transcript.
Oh, right. It's that little lad getting all confused, isn't it? Yeah. Where's that
Gotta
bloody
love
juice?
it, man.
Oh, I can't find it
Yeah, I
now.
love
Watched it
that.
earlier.
I'll probably start the show with with this every day.
Yeah, he gets himself in the right muck and fuddle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
As they say.
All right, let's start the screen share process and set it all up over here on the interwebs and see how we're gonna be looking.
Oh yeah, let's jump in there.
What if I put some of the participants in the bottom? I don't know, it doesn't look too good. Better the big screen share. People talking, the icon will pop up, so it's good. I like it. So they waited for a cloudy day. That's very suspicious, farmers.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it at the time. I was busy working, but I got a chance to go back and have a look, and it was like, it takes off, and almost straight away it's into some patchy cloud, and then it's gone. It's like, oh, that wasn't very interesting. Let's put it that way.
Did you link it somewhere?
Well, I've just found the European Space Agency video of it, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I'm trying to find where the
hit me.
bloody launch is.
Don't worry, just hit me. Yeah, we'll scroll it, man. We'll scroll it up over here in real time.
Right.
My nautical moil is clearing up.
Good. Right, there you go. I think I've got it. If it saved the point I was at, it should be fairly close to the launch, I think.
Very.
Yeah, should be 15 seconds off the launch. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, there you go. You got to scroll forward.
Yeah, we started.
Nearly 18 minutes.
Oh, it's good, but at least we got a timestamp thing.
Yep.
We good. Let me see if we can sort this out so you can look a little more clear on the interwebs over here. It looks good. It looks okay. Hell yeah, decent enough. I like how peculiar looks on YouTube. All the wrenches are in the little bar, in one bar side. And then you got the yellow names and then you got the chat box. I like that.
Hang on, I've got too much crap in the way. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, that looks quite smart then, doesn't it?
All right. How's the audio looks? Are they talking? It's not.
I presume so.
It's not on mute. Time is running. It's not on mute, but they're not audio. So lame. No voices. No epic music. No narration.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah. What's going on with this European?
Yes, this is the ESA. This is European Space Agency. So that's an Ariane 5 rocket, and this is an 8-year. I think it's an 8-year. Oh, says it's an 8-year journey. Bloody hell, they're taking their time.
Damn. And look at all the glitchiness. All the glitchiness when camera changes. What's going on?
Yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4. Wait, it's going too fast. I think I got it in 1.25. Oh no, it's normal speed. Dude, those seconds were going fast. I'm going to go back 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. Let me hit play. All right. And lift. Oh, wait.
Oh, what?
You son of a bitch. No wonder why there was no sound. That was getting us ready.
Progress, go up one step at a time. And then those.
Now, when is the
Launch
bloody launch?
preparation team got their last glimpse.
Go for it, bro.
Right, you're getting close. You've got to go for about 47 odd minutes in, and I think that's when the actual countdown is. What the hell was that then?
T minus for the time to the show to begin and the actual presentation.
What a load of rubbish!
What a lot of bullshit! I know, man. Now we are in 2:45. T minus 2 minutes 40 seconds. All right. Now we're looking better. T minus 1 minute and counting.
Oh, and there's the director, no doubt talking in French.
All right, let me hear them. Let's hear them.
Take off immediately because, of course, there are those 7 seconds, Rafael.
Exactly. Wait, do I understand French? I think I understood what you said.
No, that was most definitely English.
Okay.
During which
just enjoy the launch.
During which the Vulcan engines are set on, and then
The
launcher
Vulcan
takes off.
engines,
Go
like
Ariane
the
5.
planet Vulcan,
Go Ariane 5. Enjoy.
like Mr. Spock heritage.
Not quite. More likely Vulcan, as in he was a Roman god, I think, Vulcan.
Or like from volcano, verb.
Oh, it seems an appropriate name to use for a rocket, doesn't it? Or a rocket engine.
Sounds cool.
But
T
yes,
minus 15 seconds. Right.
It's going to take 8 years.
Pour le décompte final.
This will launch today, and we will get results in 8 years.
5,
Yeah, that's when it will start doing its work. That's when it gets
Here we
to
go.
Top.
Fire!
Oh, there we go. There's some fire. Come on.
Fire in the hole.
Allumage Vulcain. Allumage EAP, décollage.
Fireworks. Big fireworks.
Big fireworks, yeah. That's a whopper.
Reishi with some fun facts. 1972, Pioneer 10 was supposedly
propulsion
the
est nominale.
first sent to Jupiter.
I think from memory it did a slingshot around Jupiter, which would give it some extra oomph, I think.
Yeah, Reishi with some facts. Fun facts.
Yeah,
The
no.
more you know.
La propulsion est nominale.
La posizione illuminata. Whatever that means.
Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw.
The illuminated position.
And there we go. We can. We've seen.
Reishi is a flat earther. That doesn't mean
Yeah,
they got
what
some
kind of-
facts.
The facts contradict her belief.
Well, you got this. You got Ali B that believes in the moon landings. The people.
Yes, he does. But he's a
And
flat
he's
earther.
a flat earther.
Yeah, we'll get one out.
I can argue. I can argue with Ali B all day about. I don't believe in the moon landings. He does. How about that for a mind blown experience?
Yeah.
A flat earther arguing positive, backing up his positive claim on moon landing, and a glober saying no, that's fake. That's something. And that's it. We got CGI all the way on. Maybe in the
Yeah, I don't think they've got any cameras on Ariane, so you couldn't get that view that we're used to with SpaceX.
Wait, is it moving the little circle? Oh, it's approaching. Huh. Yeah, just graphics is what we get from there now.
Yep. So there you go. So that's now. I mean, that must be on one very strange sort of trajectory to take 8 years to get there. I haven't looked into it in any detail. I just
What?
Okay, she clarified. It wasn't a fact. It was supposedly.
Supposedly. But you got it supposedly right.
Yeah. It did a slingshot past Jupiter, which, if you get it right, you can use the gravitational force of Jupiter to actually accelerate the spacecraft, which it did. At its closest approach, Pioneer 2 got to about 82,000 miles an hour, which is that's knocking on some.
Yep. After the show yesterday, a few people was left in here, and Gary Webenga had a question for Bob, the science guy, in his final thoughts. And right off the gate, he was it was riled up, and it was too much emotions and excitement. So Gary was going on and on with his question. Bob attempted to answer, and Gary interrupted. But Bob said, like, you know what? You're not gonna let me talk. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And you're gonna let me talk. You gotta mute. And Gary, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna interrupt. Go ahead. I go like, Bob. I unmute. I say, Bob. He say he's not gonna interrupt. Let's see how legit he is. He say he's not gonna interrupt. Let's see, how fair he is. And Bob was like, all right, for you, Jose, I'm gonna answer. All right, this is my answer. And Bob was able to get his full statement out. He said, I'm done.
Yep.
Then Gary had his part, and then Bob had his part, and it was kind of a really, really nice back and forth conversation for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So I was surprised that we had a better interaction in the after show after we did the final thoughts than what we do in the live shows. What's going on there?
Yeah, that was strange because usually it's no, I'll keep quiet and then straight away, bam, not. But it was, regardless of the actual contents of the conversation, it was a proper conversation.
Yeah.
You know, polite and behaved, which, yeah.
And then after that, Peina Sashil showed up. Shout out to Peina Sashil.
Yeah, and then he showed up.
Shout out to Chaik in Discord. Also, Farmer's Boy is here. Gary is here. Larry, Peina Sashil, and Nestle. Peina, what's up?
Yeah, then I showed up and everything went to hell. I understand.
But I understand that Gary was poking you with a stick, very, very thin stick, and that kind of bothers. It hurts.
Well, especially after he does the typical, let's change the subject. After you nail him to a corner, he'll like squish out and start talking. You start talking about gender issues, which is another.
Yeah, it's another $20.
And for some reason, he can't understand that one's biological sex might be different than one's gender, and one's might be different from one's sexual preference. And these are all separate things.
I appreciate your opinion in the topic, and we're not gonna get into it. I hope that
let's not get into it, please.
Let's not.
Let's not. Yeah,
we
I think we should.
No, we went through it. We actually got into it.
I know. I heard you the other day.
Yeah, there you go.
And you guys all disagreed with him, so I guess I'm in the same company.
Yeah. I disagree with that statement, but that's why I say let's not get in there. I appreciate his opinion, and a lot of people got that opinion, and I appreciate everybody's opinion. So it's kind of assholes, we all have one of those. Yeah, it's right. Idiots everywhere. Yeah,
I see dumb people.
But it was good. It's been good. I got this video clip. Go ahead, Nasa.
Oh yeah.
What's this juice thing that our Route 96 posted?
This on screen or
it's that new probe they're sending to Jupiter to look at the was it Jupiter icy? Oh, I can't remember what bloody stand for.
Is this an ESA Pro shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It looks like it's really.
Jupiter's Icy Moons Explorer. That's what JUICE stands for. And it has apparently got the biggest solar panels ever fitted to a satellite or a probe.
If you're going to be out on Jupiter, you better have some huge solar panels.
Yes. Well, it's heading out that way, and it's going to take 8 years to get there.
Ouch.
Yes.
Well, yeah, looking at this path, it's like going through the gravity assists are just going to go to Venus first.
Yeah. It's going to be looking at the major moons of Jupiter, the icy moons like Calypso and.
This ain't the Venus first.
Yeah, I think it's going to fly by Venus, but that's not its objective.
Wow.
Jupiter's the objective. So it's the icy moons that it's going to be looking at.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a Picasso painting.
It does, yeah. Looks like they got at least 7 different gravity assists.
Oh yeah, several. It's the most fuel efficient way of doing it. It's very cheap.
Yeah.
Just
takes a bloody long time to get there.
I was gonna say it's gonna take forever to get there.
Yeah, it'd take a long time to get there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, lots and lots of gravity assists. Various planets.
I can look into that one.
What will be the end result? Is it gonna land or is it gonna be looping around and orbiting and shit
Yeah,
like that?
it's not a lander, is it?
Not a lander, okay.
No, no. It's just
Just
it's got,
approaching really close and orbiting and shit like that.
yeah.
Okay.
It's planned in such a way that it would do gravity assists around the various moons as well. Flying very close by each one of them, doing lots of scans on them and stuff.
It will be different than the Pluto one, right? Because Pluto flew by and took a bunch of images as it flew by and measurements, but it kept going. This one will stay around.
I'm not entirely sure whether it actually will completely orbit Jupiter or not. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it.
Looks like it makes at least one orbit of Jupiter, but it looks like it ends up on Ganymede. It's an interesting planet, but
Yeah, and it says there end of mission in 2035. Looks like it's in orbit around Ganymede.
Yeah, Ganymede is a moon of Jupiter.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Europa is the one that Europa and Enceladus. Oh, those are the two moons that interest me the most.
Europa is the one that was in 2010, the sequel to 2001: The Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
All these worlds are yours except one.
Isn't that what we call the old part of the old world?
Right. Well, all the moons of Jupiter are named after gods associated with. So Europa is Europe was named after Europa, which is a Greek god. I forget of what.
Yeah, the planets and the moons and things like that are either Greek or Roman gods. Obviously Mars, Greek is a Mars god of war. That's a Roman, and the rest are Greek.
Interesting. Was it? I guess the people that start naming these things had a big faith base, right? I mean, at least in some way.
They started naming them after the gods of the Greek. Since Jupiter was the biggest one, they named it after Zeus or Jupiter. So Europa is one of the consorts of Zeus. She's the Greek mother of King Minos. Anyway.
I want to call Reishi 50 if you want to join. You want to come over, Reishi? I know you came in one. We kind of scheduled it, but you're welcome to come in at any time that you want. You know where to find us in the Discord.
I'll have to look into this. Tell you the truth, what I'm behind on what the ESA does.
Yeah, the launch was delayed and it was a bit uneventful because sorry about the noise in the background if you can hear that. The cloud wasn't very good. It literally took off and it's gone past the cloud and that was it. It was done.
We just streamed it because I said to Jose, "Oh, there was a launch today." Found the video, we watched it, and it's like, "Oh, was that it?"
That's it. Yeah.
That was it.
Did they launch from Guyana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you saw it go through the clouds a bit, and it was like, "Yep, that's it. We've cut the CGI because it's you can't see it anymore." Yeah, it was a bit of a
letdown.
Letdown.
They don't have. I don't think they focus too much in showing us. They do the thing and they show us what they can, but they don't try to spend big chunk of the money in technology to give us visuals. Yeah, it was earlier.
Yeah, we've been spoiled by SpaceX, who put cameras on absolutely bloody everything.
Which shows a lot more than NASA, Yeah.
But here's what gets me, the agencies would be criticised by flat earthers and deniers and all the rest of it that, why don't they have cameras on it and all the rest of it? But then you put cameras all over it and then they just deny that it's CGI. That's
fake.
You can move the goalposts all the time or it's fake, so it makes no difference. They can complain all the like, what's the point? It's like, ESA are not there for your entertainment. Sorry, but it's that's the way it is. That's the way they look at it,
Double standards.
Or they're not there.
Oh, I see what you mean. I'm watching it now. Yeah, it goes up.
Yeah, you don't see an awful lot of it, do you?
And then it disappears in the clouds.
And then
then
then you got him talking the rest and showing some graphs in the background. So it's kind of.
Well, that's it, because there's nothing to see. Sorry,
Yeah.
You come all this way to watch a rocket launch, and there's your 10 seconds. Yeah.
I kind of like the Ariane 5 because seeing side boosters separate is always quite a good thing to see. But yeah, you couldn't even see that, so yeah, it's a bit of a letdown. But there you go.
Oh, these people are standing around going like, "Oh, that was good. Yeah, we saw 10 seconds."
Yeah.
All right, for people that are watching YouTube, this is what we're talking about.
But don't forget,
There you
some of
go.
those, a lot of those people that were there, either probably played a part in the Juice
Right.
mission,
Oh,
stuff like that. They've dedicated probably a portion of their lives to it.
I think there's I think there's a Falcon Heavy launch coming up later in May, or is it?
Yes, yeah, it's another.
Those are always fun because then you get to
yeah.
see the double booster return. That's always
Well,
fun.
isn't Elon's other project supposedly launching next week?
Yeah, that's supposed to launch too. We'll see about
But-
that. That was delayed.
I'm not holding my breath.
There was a Falcon Heavy that was supposed to go last night that's scrubbed, and it's going tonight. Make another.
Is that a Heavy? I thought that was just a Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
No. That's looking for a 2 booster return to base.
I
didn't realize it.
But it's scrubbed last night. They got down to a countdown of 30 seconds.
Yeah, 28 seconds.
The winds are too high. The
It's
winds are
supposed to
too
go
high,
again.
so they're going to. But they will attempt tonight at 11:40 something Pacific.
Yeah, that is one of the things they'll scrub for if the wind's too blowy.
Are you sure it's Falcon Heavy? Because there's a Falcon 9 launch for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the one that was scrubbed yesterday wasn't a Heavy. That's just a Falcon 9. That's the Transporter 7.
Transporter 7. Yeah, that wasn't Falcon
Yeah.
Heavy. Yeah, it's just a Falcon 9, dude.
Yeah, that wasn't Heavy.
I think the Heavy mission is later on.
You can't even keep up with SpaceX launches. There's one every week.
Yeah, it's tough.
I know, but you don't get Heavies very often.
Yeah, the next one for the Falcon Heavy is actually the Viasat 3 Americas, it's called, and that's on April the 19th.
When they had that first Heavy with the with his Roadster, it took them a long time before anybody put a payload on it. But then gradually, there's been several, but they're not going up, every with a Heavy every week.
Well,
No,
yeah,
they go up every few months at least.
you don't need it though. I mean, that launches a lot of stuff into one time.
Yeah, for about a year and a half, there was no Falcon Heavy launches, and now there's been a few recently, and there's a third, like you said, one coming up. That's the third of of the last few months or so. Last 6 months.
I like the Heavy launches. The dual booster return is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that first one that was amazing. Not only had they put his Roadster into space, but watching those two boosters landing next to each other within like a half a second or a second. I mean, that's like watching fucking Thunderbirds.
I was just going to say
It's
Thunderbird.
there,
It looks like they're being lowered on wires.
Because fortunately, I was working at home that day, so I watched the whole thing live, and that was just an incredible moment watching those two coming down. Fucking hell.
They're getting really good at it, and sooner or later, they're knock on wood, they're gonna miss one, but they're doing really good.
Well, all the ones that are landing on these barges. I mean, since they've started operational use, I think they've lost one, haven't they?
One, yeah.
I think there was one that for whatever reason come down in the water, which is still not the end of the world because I think they reused it.
But yeah, when it comes to SpaceX's booster retrieval, it's as reliable as the launch, and they haven't had a failed launch in a long time.
No.
Nice.
The last failed launch they had, I can't remember what year it was, but it was a supply mission to the ISS, and that blew up right after Max Q.
God, what's this gonna do?
Launch.
Well, you look at some of the early NASA stuff, I mean, they pogo stick. They sort of get 2 inches off the launch pad. What was it? That Mercury one where it just jumped up a little bit. Then the emergency system went, and it all just bits went all over the place.
Yeah. Well, my favorite one, personal favorite one is the one I think was I forget which one it was, but it was basically the tanks itself gave structure to the thing, and they defueled it and forgot about this, and the whole thing just collapsed like a popsicle. I forget which one that is.
No, I got
that was the Atlas. I mean, it actually was intentional. They knew it was going to happen, but but there was some issue or other. I can't exactly what it was, and they had to make it safe because they needed to get to the pad. So of course, defueling it and making it safe, it obviously collapsed because the tanks gave it rigidity. So yeah, so it's a bit comical to look at this bent rocket. Yeah, they didn't use that system again.
How about this one from August 1959?
Oh, let's catch it. The N1. You ever see the Soviet
This is
N1?
the Titan ICBM rocket launch failure.
Oh,
1959.
that's what they used for Gemini, wasn't it? The Titan.
Damn, look at that quality.
Are you showing? Are you showing this in your live? Oh, let's hang on.
Yeah.
That's shitty. See,
Wait, these early.
I'm sorry.
Some of these early ones are amazing.
It's just music. I'm gonna just mute it.
Oh yeah.
Let me go for. Oh, hold on. There you go. We ready? Here we go.
There we are. That's ignition.
Oh, it didn't go nowhere.
Oh,
shit.
I don't know. It managed a few feet.
Oops.
And that's why you never stand too close to a launching rocket.
Yeah, I jumped higher. I jumped higher than it flew.
Oh dear.
That's
but yes,
wow.
that's what they later used to launch the Gemini missions. It was Gemini Titan, wasn't it?
Yeah, the early astronauts had balls of steel to sit on all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this is one. In the 50s, it's one of the earliest ones. I mean, the failures that are very let down because they spend so much money in building this shit, and they got this failure. It sucks, man. I bet it sucked.
Yeah, but they were still having problems with the earlier unmanned Apollo launches as well, because they got a problem with, I think it was fuel sloshing about in the tanks and making rockets pogo, and they were having all sorts of issues with them.
This is another.
Yeah,
one.
but they never. Yeah, but Saturn never had an explosion.
Oh no.
And of all these exploding rockets, none of them had a man on board.
No.
Good job too.
Yeah, Saturn V. In other words, the actual first stage of Saturn V with the F1 engines. Yeah, never had a catastrophic failure in one single F1 engine.
Look at that.
Although about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, though, Russia had to use the escape tower when one of the booster hung up. You know, they got those 4 boosters that fall away.
Yeah.
They ejected, and Russia had another one where they used the emergency escape while still on the pad. That was a very long time ago.
Oh, that one's cool. That they forgot to shut off the. They scrubbed and forgot to shut off the INS, and when it got to like 15 degrees off of vertical for some odd reason, I don't know why it would do that, but yeah, it ejected the cab.
Well, no, there was one where it was on the pad. It was still on the pad, and it was going south, and they used the escape tower.
I think that was a fire, wasn't it, on the pad? I think, if I remember rightly.
Well, it took out the rocket, and they hit the escape tower, and it worked. So
we're thinking of a different one.
Yeah, the safety of humans on top of rockets, still pretty good.
Oh, some of these V2 ones are classic.
These Germans, huh?
Yeah. Well, I say this is sort of 43, 44, 45, and they're developing.
The build, the test and practice, and I bet there were a lot of failures.
There were an awful lot of failures. Well, that one actually looks quite good, but there were a lot of failures.
They were they were cutting. This was bleeding edge right then. I mean,
oh god, yeah. This was, although
Von Braun witnessed one of the V2s. They had several V2s in a row, just disintegrate, not very high into the air, and so he ran outside and just watched it, and he could actually see, max Q. Once they burn off, significant fuel, then it really starts to accelerate. The fuselage was just crumpling like a soda can.
Dude, look at this setup. They got a tank, a Jeep tank, powering up like the whole setup for the rocket. They had the wiring from the Jeep tank to the rocket so they can power everything up. That's just crazy. In the middle of nowhere, in the little base or something.
Yeah, but in the end, they had a dirty great big truck with a trailer that could carry one of these. And the whole point was that you could drive out somewhere, and the trailer would erect the V2 into launch position. You could launch it, put the whole thing back down, and drive away, so that we, the Allies, couldn't find the launching point. It was all mobile.
Yeah.
The Germans thought of this in the 40s, and then the Russians were doing this an awful lot in the 50s and the 60s. Well, to a certain
This
degree,
plane gonna make it. Look at that. Oh, it made it.
Yeah, I mean, you would do that if the Allies are bombing your, your rocket.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Because that was the problem with the V1. The V1 had to have a dirty, great big ramp, and that's not exactly portable. So once you find out where the ramps are, you go and bomb shit out of them. But these things, they were mobile, and you could go and hide in the trees and then drive out, put the rocket up, launch it, and then piss off somewhere else.
I mean, well, to be fair, I mean, it wasn't quite instant. I mean, they took maybe a couple of hours to do, but at least they weren't there all day,
Exactly. It took a while, but
This one's not going to do it good.
Oh,
yeah. Careful. Open the umbrellas down there.
If you look at how the thing steered, it's not surprising it took them a while to get it to work.
Yeah.
We had to load it up with the propellants.
Yeah. Although, in all honesty, he pinched a lot of his ideas off Goddard, the American.
Oh, she landed like next to this plane. Look, it fucked him up. I fucked it up.
Oh, that's it's an Eichel.
It
That is an
destroyed the
Eichel
plane.
111. Well, what's left of it?
Looks a
It's
bit
blown
worse
all the
than
glass out. Yeah, it's blown all the glass out. Oh yeah, that's the rocket engine. Yeah, I think that one's ready for the knacker's yard. The engines might be salvageable, but that's about it.
It looked like the aftermath of one of the 90s Nicolas Cage movies. Like an action movie, American action movie from the 90s. Some of this might be exploding, but it's just the brightness that don't let us see.
And the Germans were working on the idea of putting one of these in a
is
waterproof
going
container.
up and down.
Yeah. Oh, and then it's just going to
Big
wallop.
boom.
You wait for this to spread. Boom. You see all the fuel come out first before it catches light. They were going to put this in. They were going to put this in a waterproof container, tow it behind a U-boat until they're off the coast of the USA, and then launch it from the container. Obviously, they never actually got round to doing it because, they lost the war and everything. But
Well, they also had a plan for the America rocket. They were actually going to fire it to America from where they were. They never had quite enough thrust for that.
Yeah.
Big bada boom.
No, the
Right
V2 was the first man-made object to go into the stratosphere, if I remember correctly, or above that.
This one is gonna make it.
I think technically it was the first one to go into space. I think it made it past the Kármán line, as it was later known as.
Didn't have a zoom-in camera back then. What the hell?
The irony is that they spent a ton of money on this program and it didn't do much. They would have been better off spending it on a different part of the.
I think you can say that for pretty much most of the German war effort.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so I think we can be thankful that they actually did what they did.
Yep.
Rather than going at it logically.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, strategy.
I don't disagree with you there. But
strategy was wrong, but I mean, bear in mind though, the V2 and the V1s, in fact, did actually do quite a lot of damage to London.
Yes, they
but
did.
But from a strategic point of view, it was a failure.
They were tiny looking, these rockets, compared to the one that Elon Musk.
Oh yeah,
well, they only had to go. They only had to go 200 miles.
Yeah, a few hundred miles.
No, I'm sure it could do more than that.
Well, I might just try to calculate what's the distance from their launch point to London, which is
boom. Damn, he came straight down.
Oh no, you're right. Operational range 200 miles. I thought it was more than that. Maximum speed 3,500 miles an hour. Impact 1,800 miles an hour.
There you go. For those who want to read it, pause it. And the guy animated sketch and how it works.
And I think you can also see why when the Americans and the Soviets were closing in on the Germans and taking all of these labs and test centers over, I think you can see why it's like, oh, we're having these guys. Thank you very much. My God, how far ahead are they compared to us?
Yeah.
A lot of people are very scared by what they found.
I mean, they were the guys that put the man on the moon. You know, good old Americans like Dr. Werner von Braun.
That's it.
Success. Huh? Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and Rachel, I'm with you there. Some of the I think some of the most interesting fail videos are the ones that SpaceX put out when they were getting their boosters to work, especially the ones where they're trying to land it on the barge, and they're just going all over the bloody place, you know.
Well, the first one, if I remember right, they ran out of hydraulic fluid. And one of them they didn't have enough fuel, so they upped the amount of fuel, then they upped the amount of hydraulic fluid. I mean, it's a learning process.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing. I mean, SpaceX were very open about it. In fact, they actually produced their own YouTube video that had a compilation of all the failures.
That's the one I'm on about. Yeah, I mean they are.
And the title of it, "Here's How Not to Land Your Rocket," or something along the lines. You know.
Exactly.
So
It's quite a funny video.
So they're willing to take the mickey out themselves a little bit because sometimes you've got to fail your way to success. You learn, don't you? You know.
Right.
Well, the first one that worked is the one that sits outside the headquarters.
That's right.
For those who are still watching, please hit the like button. We're still missing a few thumbs up. If you haven't done so, click it now. And give me some money, however you want, PayPal, Super Chat, or if you don't want to give me money, join us in Discord like a bunch of people did. Carlos, Chaik, Farmer's Boy, Gary, Matt, Pay NASA, Snesley Wipes, and the Stingray. We are all here. Carlos, hot micing. What you got, bro?
A hot mic, apparently. My bad.
Oh, it's all good.
Hang on, let me do that.
Did you go out with Chris Berry yesterday after you guys spoke?
Did we what?
Did you go out with Chris Berry after you guys spoke over here online and you held hands and skipped along the beach?
Oh yeah, it was a good time, bromance.
Very
good
nice.
bromance.
Oh dear.
Good bromance is always good.
Yes, I can see how those two would get on.
Yeah, just jumping in here. See, talking about rockets falling apart and whatnot. Didn't some people say that rockets were just balloons, and that's why they went up very slow?
Globebusters, I think, were quite happy to claim that the fuel tank of the space shuttle was just a big hydrogen-filled or helium-filled balloon.
Have these guys ever seen balloons take launch? I've never seen the Goodyear blimp go up.
I've seen, yeah. There's a bunch of videos. There's all the information out there available for those balloons.
I'm just saying that the mechanics of the sight of how a blimp takes off versus a rocket, they're quite different.
Quite.
Yeah. But they want to
Well,
run.
it's a combination of.
Go ahead, go for it.
They were saying that there was a combination of rockets that were actually balloons, smoke, high-powered lights to make it look like they there's combustion going on, and projection and 3D holograms, and all of that combined.
Yes, all of the above. Smoke and mirrors, CGI, magic.
But never mind, we've been doing rockets for many years, and there's footage of rockets and missiles, from the 50s and 60s. But anyway,
how do they fake this sound, this noise they make?
Bang & Olufsen.
They can fake anything.
We've got some very good speakers.
Yeah, Hollywood does it all the time.
No, you need to be there to understand how loud it is.
Well, they can do anything because they have unlimited funds and they have unlimited technology brought to us by the alien overlords.
But if they do, why wouldn't they just do the thing they say they do? Why do they need to fake it?
Because they are sneaky and they do a lot of stuff.
Damn them, they. But anyway, all hail our lizard overlords.
Yeah, you could create a multi-projection camera system that projects a hologram into the atmosphere from numerous different locations at different intensities to coalesce in a new type of technology. It's incredibly expensive to develop and maintain, along with some sound projection, which can beam directional sounds directly into your brain, but you'd need like a transmitter for every single person watching it. But you could do that in theory and all that kind of stuff. You could literally spend hundreds of billions doing this, or you could launch the rocket for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the days of people projecting onto I think it was helium, like dense helium, using laminar flow, having a long rectangular shape, nozzle and pumping out helium, and then you could project into that dense gas. But that's as close as we have gotten to, quote unquote, holograms.
Well, you know that the Apollo 11 was faked. They were method actors, though, and Neil Armstrong demanded that they do it on the moon. So
yeah,
since he was a method actor,
on
for that
location.
authenticity, yeah, for that authenticity, we've got to go to the moon to fake it.
Fake it to make it.
Oh yes.
Fake it till you make it. Boom.
Oh.
Big bright boom. 2014, October 2014. That's what we're looking at right now.
That's a big bang.
Yes.
All I can say is that, about a decade ago, there was people walking around wearing bracelets because they thought it helped them with their balance through frequency. So, if we had that kind of stuff going on, anything is possible.
Yep. Seems there's no limit to people's gullibility.
Is that Soviet?
Yeah. I think so.
But the Aqua satellite, what a letdown, man.
Yeah. The what?
The launch.
Juice.
Juice or whatever. Yeah.
Juicy Juice. Yeah, that was a bit. I did tell you it was a bit of a disappointment. You didn't see it for very long. Now you got 8 years to forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Balloons won't be taking you to space. They can't get that high.
No guy was an expert in the atmosphere of Venus, and he was really up for the Japanese probe that went there. I forget the name of it now, but it failed on launch, and it took them like 4 or 5 years to gravity assist their way there, and they finally. So in the meantime, he had went on with his life and came back, and he actually proposed a grant to have him go over there and talk to the Japanese. And when they finally got there, they'd say, "Hey, the grant's still available." Because yeah, but the cost of living has gone up. Well, the grant is the grant, so he couldn't go over there permanently.
All right. Oh, Jose, you've missed a super chat.
Uh-oh. Super chat by Lale, $5. Thank you, Lale. NASA called me and told me that Farmer's Boy will not receive your check this month. Farmer's Boy is not chilling the right way. Farmer, do you have something to say about that? And thank you for the reminder for another $2 super chat, Leo.
I'm not. I'll have to have words. I'm not happy with that.
No, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, so am I. The buggers.
Very disappointed.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'll have to buck my ideas up. Clearly.
There's a bunch of.
Hell NASA.
There's a bunch here in the archive. There's a bunch of short clips.
Oh,
you
cool.
type in NASA and stuff. I just type in NASA, but there's a bunch of old clips, and a lot of those, the majority come from older missions and spacewalks and the ISS and stuff. Bunch of old school astronauts here. This, look at, I mean, how can you deny this, the Earth being what it is? When you see video clips like this, like taken from like the window of the ISS probably. Orbiting space Endeavor, Commander Ken, whatever, he took those images, I bet.
It's because it's fake. It's obviously fake. I mean, look at it. It's fake.
It has to be. It has to be.
What? Because it's showing us that Earth is a ball and it's not flat.
It's fake. Yeah. I mean.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a CGI, right?
Well, if that's CGI, I'm not impressed.
Yeah. All the way CGI. There's some actually really like look at, I don't know what this angle that we're looking at here right now. This is STS-121 Day 2. Crew from inside the orbiter.
Yeah, that fisheye lens there is bending the Earth the wrong way.
The rod, yeah. Why is the rod not bending?
Why is it bending a lateral object upwards rather than making an inverse globe out of it?
Yeah, because it was closer in the top, right?
What direction is your rod bending, Jose? Downwards or upwards?
You are.
Both. It's a little bit to the left.
TMI. Which way is your rod bending on 0800?
Okay, let's see. Let me look at this one to see how what the hell. Short video clips. Come on. Make it bigger. Really small, man. What the heck? Oh, well. I'm looking for something impressive, something cool, and it's gotta be. And it is in the older side, so I'm not looking for something recent. Because some of these actual, what the hell is this? This is that disco matting. 16 seconds. Looks like Jupiter, like the rings or something.
No, that's probably a urine dump.
What? Discover water dump.
Water dump, yes.
Water dump. Holy shit! How do you know?
Discovery shuttle doing a water dump, and of course, as soon as it hits a vacuum of space, it automatically sublimates into ice, and you get this spray of ice crystal coming out. Because they used to do that. They did that on the Apollo missions. You know, they had a wastewater tank, which is basically what they peed into. When it got too full, they just dumped it overboard. And they said it actually looking out when you watch it out the window, it looks very pretty, but it's basically frozen piss.
Are you impressed with that animation, Stingray, or not? Not really. This animation, like.
Oh dear.
That's real. That's not CGI.
Thank you. Now, the claim that I heard a lot of the flat earthers earlier in the day, and I believed it, was that you got videos like this and people believe it to be real because they're trying to make it pass for us for if it was real footage and real stuff. But in every single one of them, you have the actual description. It's an animation. Of course, they say it's an animation. Yeah. And if it doesn't say big bold letters in the corner animation, scroll down a little bit and it will tell you there is an animation. It doesn't matter the format, the page, the source that you find it. If it's an animation, it will tell you it's an animation. I don't even know if I agree with that. Maybe it doesn't say everywhere there is an animation, but they're not trying to sell it. They're not trying to make you believe that it's real footage, you know.
NASA do. I think they're quite good on that. When they put up, an image, they'll say, "Is this a photo? Is it an artist's impression?" But Because I think they've had so many people going, "Oh, that's not real. That's CGI."
Yeah.
And you've had people say that, "Oh, that isn't real," and they've completely ignored the fact that there's a note down there saying, "Yeah, you're right. It isn't real. We're telling you it's not real.
This one
We're
looks
telling you
real.
it's a bloody painting."
This looks real. I don't have to disbelieve that. And that was in March 9th of 2002. Crew and mission from the STS 109.
I just want to put the Hubble up there because that was taken up there in the shuttle.
All right, I'm gonna change over here a little bit. I got this video clip time-stamped, kind of. We got a little
For
bit
example,
of education.
photons of violet light have about twice the energy of photons of red light. Ultraviolet photons are much more energetic than infrared photons. Each photon has a characteristic wavelength associated with it. These wavelengths are very short, and a special unit,
we're gonna
a
get to it in a
micron,
second.
1/1,000,000th of a meter, is used to measure them.
This is about the atmosphere and how early in the day they knew about the atmosphere and stuff. This is from 68, so it's, yeah. Describe the spectral distribution of incoming solar radiation, the outgoing infrared terrestrial radiation, and the interaction of these two types of radiant energies with atmospheric gases. Now
Red light has a wavelength of about 0.7 microns, and violet light a wavelength of about 0.4 microns. The very energetic ultraviolet photons have much shorter wavelengths
don't want to believe about
than
the
less
atmosphere
energetic
and what's
infrared
higher up and
photons.
higher up, the higher you go. You can look at something like this and then
Today
you got a
we
better
can
idea.
repeat Herschel's experiment
then you
and
put
measure the
pieces
amount of
together,
solar radiation at each wavelength.
About solar radiation.
This curve measured at the bottom of the atmosphere extends into both the ultraviolet and the infrared. Might it be possible that in space the spectrum would extend even further? Today we can measure solar radiation far above the ground with instruments carried by balloons, rockets, and satellites.
Ooh. He mentioned three things there. It's a little bit triggering. They now, as a cherry pick, flat earthers will say, "Oh, they say balloons," and they don't even gonna tell you about the next two, right? Probably won't tell you about the next two options. Let me hear that statement again.
Instruments carried by balloons, rockets, and satellites.
There you go.
The measurements have shown that the solar spectrum outside the atmosphere does extend to much shorter and longer wavelengths. However, 99% of the energy lies between 15/100ths and 3.5 microns.
You guys want to say something? Holler at me.
Yeah, I've just got here. What is this? Rockets going up into the atmosphere or something? Putting satellites up, or what? Is this an old? What's what an old?
Yes. Yes.
I'm more interested in like
about 50
modern stuff. You know, we're finding planets around.
Yeah, we're learning
and
today,
all
man.
we need to do to make sure we find planets with life on it is look for the flat planets, you know? And obviously, if they're a sphere, they're going to be like Mars, not knowing it. But if it's flat, like Earth, you know, we're going to find planets with life on it, you know? We just got to look for the flat planets.
Right. Let me encourage people on the chat box, like Chris Berry, maybe Stingray. Try not to talk about family members and your close ones, your partners or your children and other people's family members. Let's talk to each other about each other and about people over here on the interwebs related to the topic. Let's not try not to bring outside people like from your family because it could get ugly. Like, I mean it. It could get ugly.
15% is in the ultraviolet, 35% is in the visible, and 49% is in the infrared. Part of the ultraviolet and infrared radiation from the sun is selectively absorbed as it passes through certain regions of the atmosphere.
Selectively absorb, what does that mean, selectively? Is it not uniform? It's selectively. Nobody? Too little information? Okay.
What causes this absorption?
Jose,
Go ahead.
What that means is that a particular wavelength of light is absorbed and the others are passed through. So
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but when you set up these observations, you normally have filters that are going to help you to capture the wavelength of light or radio waves that you're looking for. You try to tune it to a band so you've got lots of data on one area that you can really analyze and get information from.
Got it.
Why does it occur in certain levels and regions?
Oh.
To understand the nature of this absorption, we must first understand the composition of our atmosphere.
Oh, here we go. People, are you ready? We must understand the composition of our atmosphere. I don't understand it very well. I really don't. So maybe this can clarify some of my doubts, and I'm a little bit of illiterate in this topic. I understand the big picture, but maybe I can learn some details by looking at this one. And you guys tell me to stop at any time with positive. If you got any question, comments, concerns, or you want to add to the information.
Okay.
Almost 4/5 of our atmosphere is nitrogen. 1/5 is oxygen. In addition, there are small amounts of water vapor and other gases, some of great importance, such as ozone and carbon dioxide. If we could look closely, we would see the air molecules traveling quickly in all directions and getting fewer as we go higher in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
When energy is added, the average speed of the molecules increases and the temperature of the air rises. One way of adding energy is by the absorption of photons.
Any volume though.
But you're watching right on, watching my screen share. There's.
I might have the wrong one. Yeah, I've got the wrong one up. I don't.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, I think these ones are these videos like this is very educational because it's with a little bit of a physical, models and physical tests and experiments, and while explaining you what's going on. It doesn't happen like this too much often.
No, it doesn't. I think because you found a lot of these older ones before, haven't you? And they do tend to break it down and explain it quite well. So
yeah. Nowadays, it's more of a computer graph and 3D modeling and all that stuff. I think the more abstract approach like this,
Yeah, I find that when you look back in like the older times when they did like public service announcements, they actually give you a lot more verbal detail about what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Today we tend to just think people are just going to know what the symbols mean, and a lot of them don't. And I think maybe that's why people don't get good information from symbolic signs when we know words written on it,
The practical experiments is what.
Even if only one of the gases in the atmosphere absorbs photons, the energy added will be shared with the other gases because of the collisions which are continually occurring. And this raises the temperature of the entire region. Oxygen in the high atmosphere absorbs many of the incoming ultraviolet photons from the sun. In fact, radiation at wavelengths shorter than 0.15 microns does not penetrate below about 80 kilometers. When these photons are absorbed, they not only make the molecules move more quickly, but some have sufficient energy to separate, dissociate oxygen molecules into 2 oxygen atoms.
What do you guys think came first, the studies and analysis of biology, like about cells and the splitting of the cells and atoms and shit like that, or the analysis and studies of the gases? Because somehow I see the similarity, at least with the graphs they used back in the day, the splitting.
I would definitely say the chemical compositions that don't lead to life around first.
Right. What do you guys think? You concur?
Yeah.
I concur.
Other ultraviolet photons can detach an electron from the oxygen molecule and leave it ionized.
It's a little too advanced for
Thus,
me, but
the
it's
nature of the high atmosphere through which Earth-orbiting satellites travel is very different from that near the surface.
Hey, look at that. Goodish.
Because there are free electrons and ions present, this region can readily conduct electricity. And there are so few atoms and molecules that it behaves as if it were a very good vacuum. But the atoms and molecules present travel so quickly that the temperature is high.
Mr. Cracklecat66, I do understand the origins of the weekday names, man. They come in from planets and celestial bodies. How about that? I think so. At least in Spanish they add up.
Lower down, near 50 kilometers, the atmosphere is heated by ultraviolet photons of longer wavelength. These less energetic ultraviolet photons are absorbed by ozone. Ozone is formed by the combination of oxygen molecules and free oxygen atoms.
Ozone.
To discover what determines the temperature of the lower atmosphere, where airplanes travel and where temperatures are often measured by balloon-borne radiosondes, we must find out what happens to the rest of the solar radiation. On a clear day, 80% of the incident solar radiation reaches the Earth's surface primarily in the form of visible and infrared radiation. Even on a cloudy day, 50% can reach the surface after being scattered by clouds.
This one is boring.
Yeah.
Nice, but it's a little bit boring.
It's boring.
It's really boring. Let me see what a recommendation down here. Energy crisis above the horizon. Let me see if this one is more entertaining. I think I seen this title. I probably have played this. Let me see what this one got for me. Just a little bit. Make it more entertaining. Look at that, how old school it is.
Oh. Music's all over the place.
I was rolling forward.
This cloud just looks like it's sitting right over combination, the old combination.
Yeah, I see.
On a cloud.
The only one of any kind.
Oh, this video is related to the cloud. They creating clouds and stuff, right? There was a machine like puffing a shitload of air, of clouds, like gases.
Oh yeah, seeding the clouds to make it rain.
Nobody does.
But I remember I got a big
Visible
copyright
chemical
claim
smoke.
with this.
Conditions are crystals of ice.
So I'm gonna guess.
The crystals are blown away.
I'm not gonna play too much, but I have an idea.
The glow far above the clouds, we ocean of air. Just a small part. Energies of the near system ejected into space.
Actually, I'm gonna share a link over here because people interested in what they call chemtrailing. Take a look at this video footage because it's related to that, to feeding and some kind of chemicals and releasing and the planes and all that shit. So take a look at that. Maybe you'll find something interesting. The link is out there in the YouTube chat. I want to throw it over here too in the Discord. Solar radiation, the rise and fall of the Great Lakes. Nah, not interested. Alright, keep watching a few of this little old school. What you guys have? There's a bunch of people here. Take the floor, gentlemen. Talk about what you wish.
I'm going in.
Bob, you're there. You're sharing your screen. What are you sharing? If you want to tell us before I decide to present it or not. I'm not clicking on it, so I don't know what you got.
That's the meteor detector that I run.
Oh yeah, meteor fence.
Yep, that's the meteor fence. It's just sitting there. It's not doing much right now.
What is a meteor detector? Let me click on it. All right, it's showing on YouTube.
Okay. So there's a television station in North Platte, Nebraska, about 1,300 kilometers from where I am, that broadcasts on 54.31 megahertz. And when a meteor passes overhead between us, that signal reflects off the trail of the meteor and down to me, and I see a white line come down here in the center. And I'm not seeing many right now because we're just after solar noon, and we're kind of rotating into the backside of the Earth as far as, you know, how we're moving in our orbit around the sun. So meteors go down between solar noon and solar midnight, and then they start increasing as we face the direction of our orbit from solar midnight until solar noon the next day. So tonight, when you look at this over on my channel, you'll see meteors coming down. You may see a few right now, but right now is kind of the quiet time. But you'll see one once in a while. You'll see a white line come down the middle.
Nice. Patience, man. You gotta have patience to look at this graph and just wait for kind of it to happen. Eh?
Well, it runs for days at a time, and it's pretty active at night.
All right. Is it more entertaining that a ghost detector, you know, ghost detector app? Like,
well, there's definitely a lot more meteors than there are ghosts.
It's more. It's actually activity with meteors. I was hooked one day, and I downloaded a few apps to EMF readers and stuff like that, trying to detect ghosts. What the hell is wrong with me, man? I was just bored out of my brain, just looking at some just bars going side by side, trying to find something, find a ghost, man. Cuba. Okay, this is a video that is showing Cuba, Florida, Bahamas. Let's see what we get. 40 seconds. Oh, hold it. I'm gonna stop sharing you and share mine over here for the. There you go.
Tropical storm Chantal on the verge of becoming a hurricane just beyond Cuba. And now in the foreground, the Florida Peninsula.
Whoa.
And the Bahamas. And now coming into view is the Cape Canaveral area of Florida and the Kennedy Space Center.
That was fucking cool, man. Let me play that again. We don't see much like this.
This is Mission Control Houston. This television view showing Tropical Storm Chantal on the verge of becoming a hurricane just beyond Cuba. And now in the foreground, the Florida Peninsula. And the Bahamas. And now coming into view is the Cape Canaveral area of Florida and the Kennedy Space Center.
Somebody explain to me, Stingray, explain to me something. When one records the ISS from the ground and want to videotape a transit of the moon or the ISS going through, why does it look like it's hauling ass and it's going so fast, but when it's looking down, it's moving, it's just passing through this slow?
Wait a minute, say that again.
When one record the ISS from the ground, from here, if you want to zoom in and you see the transit of the ISS hauling ass across the moon, whew, or across the sky, I see some little light just moving, just cruising. It's moving really, you see it moving so fast, but then from looking from up there, it looks so slow, like moving so slow like this. I don't even know if I'm...
Well, if you look at an aircraft a long way away, it seems to be going slow. But if you were on it close to the ground or close to other reference objects, you'd see it was going like 600 miles an hour. So it's just a matter of your proximity and reference points. When it crosses the moon, you think the moon's massive. The moon's not actually massive in your field of view, but it will scoot across it. But that still means it'll take minutes to cross your view. And the Earth is really big. So it looks like it's going slow, but if you work it out, it's exactly the speed that it should be from both reference points and verifiable.
Yeah, I get it. Damn it. You made me understand. I wanted somehow to stay illiterate. Is this an image? No, I don't like images. I like videos.
In short, the answer is distance and size.
All right. You can see 180 degrees of the horizon, but the moon is only 0.5 degrees. You are seeing 0.5 degrees zoomed in, says Mandelbrot said. Thank you very much. And then they giving me the perspective lesson. These cows are far away.
I mean, you get all these flat earthers going on about their P900s and P1000s and stuff, right? Can you imagine what it must have been like to be one of the first people to ever have a telescope and see the sky better than anybody had ever done before? These people that were P900s and P1000s, as if they're like the be-all and end-all of resolution and photography, and it's like they're just a camera, man. There's better cameras about for whatever it is you're doing, depending on what you're doing with it, you know. They keep trying to use the P900 and P1000 for things it's not supposed to be doing, like resolving things steadily at the furthest resolution of magnification that they've got, and it's like, no. It's going to jump a bit all over the place. You're never going to get a steady picture. Don't know why they keep saying these are the best pictures ever.
I have no idea.
P900 or a P1000, it's just mental.
I appreciate it.
So if anybody wants to know, the P900 and P1000 are a little bit special because the single lens element, which is a certain size, and you can't really get that. You wouldn't really want to get it smaller, and you can't get it any bigger for a handheld. But you need to sit a sensor in the coalescing of light. If your sensor can be really tiny, you can have extreme magnification. And in the P900 and subsequently the P1000, they use a sensor that is no different to what you've got in a mobile phone. And because the sensor is so tiny, then the equivalent zoom becomes astronomical for its level. So that's why it's a little bit special. All other cameras have much bigger sensors and thus, on the same size of lens, not as good a zoom.
Look at this massive fisheye lens in this one. This beautiful fisheye lens thing, right? Yeah. Why don't we see this in some of the shots like we saw earlier, right?
But I get that the 900 and the 1000 are very good for what it is that they do, but they're not particularly good for what earthers are using them for. Always at the most extreme.
They're all right.
Focal length and resolution, and it's not built to be operated at just the high end, you know. That's why it is good, because it's so versatile and you can get so many different focal or resolutions to your problem or your photography problem. But just saying, it's great because we can see farther, and it's like, well, you don't see any farther. It just kind of looks better at higher resolution.
There's no more cost-effective solution for a handheld super zoom than a P1000.
You know, but what I'm saying is, at the very limits of its design, its photographs are no better than most other cameras when they're at the air.
Hold on, Thurs, check this out. This is a video of the moon taken from the mothership.
Good old mothership.
Yes. Mothership taking footage of the moon. It looks legit, man. Look at the shakiness and all that shit. Look at that.
Yeah, but I mean, there was multiple motherships, so who was it? What one was it? what year was it?
I don't know. It's a mothership.
Yeah, but you can find out. They find out what year it was, who was in.
What you're looking at there is one of the control thrusters off the lunar module. Is what you're looking at. See those sticking out things?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the wee horn things.
Yeah.
Attitude jets. Yeah.
It's reaction control thrusters. Basically, they give you pitch, roll, and
control thrusters, attitude jets. The same thing. They do the same job.
No, it just looks like someone sellotape bagpipes to the side. Don't talk shit.
Oh, you wouldn't have bagpipes there unless you'd a Welshman or.
Oh, there you go, Apollo 10.
Apollo 10. There you go.
Blowing them, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, so Apollo 10 was the test of actually, like I suppose, a dress rehearsal of actual landing without actually landing. So they
went round the moon twice or something, and then
Terrence, is the third time that you didn't let Matt finish his sentence, man. You interrupted it. Yeah. Try to be patient.
So what they did was they basically went through. There's 3 stages of the landing. They went through the first 2 stages of actually landing without going through the final stage of propulsive landing, to test the limb, to go through the whole process of it. They came across a few problems. It actually went into an uncontrolled, I think it was a spin, for a little while, but they managed to get it back under control. So it didn't go very smoothly.
I don't understand what this is. It looks like the landing, like the shuttle about to land or taking off or something. It's like sideways, like to the right.
Yeah, so you got a view. That's a view from the command module. That'll be from I can't remember who was the command module pilot. Would have taken that, so they were, they just undocked.
Right. For the mothership, let's call it the mothership.
Yeah,
I like that word.
So what they're doing is they're doing a little roll. They're just having a look around the. So the guy in the command module is having a look around to make sure there's nothing untoward, any damages or anything to the limb before they, carry out, the landing or the tested landing.
Right. So after it landed, then it will take off, and that's the one that creates the sparks. The meme of the sparks.
Yeah. So what they do is the bit that had the legs on it, that's called the descent stage, was left behind. So the top part of it was the lunar module itself, mostly where the astronauts are, and all the rest of it, detached itself from that part and then lifted off from.
The ascent stage.
Yeah.
You see the Earth.
Descent for down and ascent for up.
This is from Apollo 11. Views of the Earth from Apollo 11 during re-entry. For those who don't think the Earth is spherical.
Nice.
We got some views in.
When you think of the stage of technology at the time when they went to the moon and back, I don't see how we could have solved any of the problems that they had, other than the way that they did with the technology they had. That there was no other choice, leaving the descent stage and just having one stage take off. Out there thinking of landing whole.
Well, they had to invent the technology to do it. They had to invent new materials in order to achieve it.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, thinking the idea of getting there and leaving half the stuff you took there behind, because they are kind of like, we don't want to spend money on things and then throw it away, we're that kind of, human beings are like that. So to actually come up with the idea of just leave half of everything you take way behind, just dump it, in order to get off the planet, that's kind of a weird kind of way of looking at things. We're not designed to think like that, as humans.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's so much designed to. It's just that with the stages of rockets and the other stages and things like that, is that we just didn't have. Well, NASA didn't have the know-how or really the budget to look into sort of how you could actually reuse all these systems. I mean, it's taken this long to actually start getting into reusability and all the rest of it, and SpaceX has kind of led the way to that. So they had limited time, because remember Kennedy said, we want to land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth
before the end of the decade.
By the end of the decade, right? So so very limited time to do that. So it's a very difficult thing to actually achieve. They just didn't have the avionics and the control systems.
That's what I'm saying. Going by the state of the technology at the time, I mean, they really didn't have much options other than the solutions they found, is what I'm saying,
Right.
don't have the technology we have today, or AI and computer guided thrusters and stuff like that. I mean, they had no idea. I mean, stuff they sent people to the moon, you've got it in a calculator, never mind a bloody phone. You know what I mean?
Well, when Kennedy said that in 1961, a lot of scientists and a lot of people within with that realm of rocketry and all the rest of it as well were kind of looking at each other going, is he wise?
I think they would never get it.
Because quite literally, we'd only just got one man into
orbit.
No, it wasn't even into orbit. It was
it
wasn't even orbit. No, wasn't even orbit. We only just got a man into space, and that was a short hop for 10 minutes. And so people look at each other like, is he mad? Is he crazy? But they did it. Had to went through a painful process to do it. People died on the way, but and 3 more almost died.
When you're breaking new ground, there's always mistakes made, and unfortunately, some of them can be fatal.
Yeah. And the astronauts, that got into this program, into the Apollo program, or the whole, all the way from Mercury to Gemini they knew the risks. That's why they picked, Air Force pilots, fighter pilots, and test pilots. They knew full well that it was very risky.
Yeah,
they may never come back.
Sort of guys who take risks, weren't they? For their.
Has anybody seen the intro to the Star Trek show Enterprise?
Yes.
I like that. It's been a long road, and it shows you the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. The music's crap, but the images are good.
Wait! I got a good example right here, Stinger. We found it. Look,
space shuttle.
The Earth in the top of the camera is not bending the opposite way. Why don't we have this fisheye effect that it should be concave?
Because when it needs to be, Jose, the lens is doing pincushion distortion.
Ooh.
You have 2 types of distortion on a lens: barrel distortion and pincushioning. And believe it or not, the most popular, due to the advent of mobile phones now, is pincushion distortion.
Okay.
I think there's only 2 kinds of distortion.
Hold on, Thurs. Can we eliminate the pincushion distortion? Because from 2001 there wasn't this video cameras like that in the phone. Well, actually, yes, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, barrel distortion and pincushioning, you can de-distort quite easily if you know the lens profile, and most manufacturers give out the lens profile, but you would have to know the camera and the lens, and then just look up you could even do it with Adobe, just look up and see the lens profile and then de-distort it.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. Could just be like me and just think there's only 2 forms of photography, and that's like normal photography. That's stuff that we understand. Then there's flat earth photography, which changes depending on what they want it to say.
So slow and tedious, these videos. Like, it's not showing a lot, but a lot is happening, probably. Yeah. Very slow. All right, let's see. This is a video clip. Here we go. It's an image. A pen of an image. Oh, it looks like a video, actually, yeah? Like a rendezvous, one of those that do the loop-de-loop before they hook into the other ship or whatever.
Oh my God, that is moving some rate of knots, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at it.
It was. You can tell by the movement of it as well. That's sped up. It's not the right.
I can't wait till we start to get real video from SpaceX when they're approaching the moon and going around the moon and stuff. And get all these new photographs. And I know they're all going to be CGI according to the flat earthers, but I mean we're all going to know that they're real.
There's a bunch of those already, everywhere. You want the 4K resolution?
SpaceX did a Twitter post of a full launch to landing of their booster.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm wondering when they're going to start charging NFTs to watch it, you know. You got to buy an NFT to watch the live launch.
Share that link. If anybody got a link for that, let's try not to laugh too loud on the microphone.
Sorry, mate.
Anybody got a link for that landing thing? Share it. Pretty cool.
Oh, the one with launch to landing of the. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, you can. Well, so they're just presenting random clips over here in the meanwhile, in the background. Since we don't got a sun in between the clouds today, we got to find our own.
Yeah, I found it. It was the
Found
Transporter
it.
6, I think it is. Hold on. Where shall I post it?
Daily Boom Live. And
Daily Boom
Discord.
Live.
Alright,
There you go.
After I play this one is 1 minute 40 seconds. And we'll get that one. Then I put audio to this one. See what we get.
Guys, look out W1. Yeah. Wow.
Spacewalk going on here. Looks from the ISS. Look old. Let me just get a time frame. Mission Specialist.
2009.
Right? 2009. There you go.
(8:05 a.m.) The radiator is in the process of being deployed.
Atlanta Station 2 on the big loop. The deploy has started. And we're watching it, man.
Oh, I see that wing opening.
Yep. About to deploy.
Is that the first time that it was open, probably?
Yeah, because it's they've just installed it. That's a radiator. That'd be part of the cooling system.
Holy shit. Yes, thank you. I see that link, brother. I'll play it after this video clip I'm playing right now.
Yeah, misconception that people think that's a solar panel. But it's not.
But the bigger panels tend to be the so-called solar panels, the PV arrays, and then the smaller ones are the radiators.
Right, exactly, yeah. And I'm just saying that people mistake them for solar panels.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a really dumb question now.
I
Stop
doubt
laughing, you prick. So a radiator is about heat transfer, and every radiator that I know, or any thermal system that I know, deals with either air or liquid or some kind of coolant. What exactly? How is that irradiating or transferring heat to what? Via what mechanism?
No, I think it's from.
It's from induction.
Yeah, it's from in the internal part of the ISS, the whole system. It's actually dissipating heat, right?
Yeah, the whole metal frame is induction heat out.
Yeah, but in order to get rid of that heat, it's just a radiative heating. Because
it's dissipating the heat from inside the ISS as part of the whole control system.
It's actually it's more conductive than
block on a motherboard.
Easy thirst.
Radiators, although we call them radiators, don't generally give off heat via radiation. It tends to be convection.
That's what I mean, Farmers. I thought, convection obviously wouldn't work up there because there's no conduction between things.
Yeah, but what you've basically got, you've got a hotter material inside the radiator. That liquid's got heat in it, and then through the material of the radiator, it's dissipating that heat out into the vast coldness of space.
And that heat is actually just getting rid of heat from the cabin.
Yeah, from inside the ISS via the whole system. Yeah.
The ISS has a very, very delicate and very well-controlled cooling system because generally at any one time, half of the ISS is in direct sunlight.
That's why.
Right. So, but who cares about the heat inside? There's no heat inside. If there's anything that they are cooling down inside, there's a heat on one side of the ISS that you need to transfer to the other side of ISS in order to dissipate at least half of it.
Yeah, but don't forget, it's not just the heating from the sun as well. It's all the equipment that's inside it, and also the experimentation and all the rest of it as well. Is going to be producing heat. The human beings produce heat, or the equipment, the machinery, producing heat.
Yes.
It's all part of the whole complete system to actually just keep the internal part of the at a regulated temperature.
That's how the matrix worked. Right?
It's an integrated system. Everything that they use, everything they pump, that they move it about, even the air that they recondense and pump through, and it gets cold, and it can transfer heat. They move heat from one side, the sun side, because they don't rotate it the way like a rocket can just spin, and you can control the heat that way. With the ISS, they can't spin it, but what they can do is move heat from one side to another through liquid, and then get it to evaporate or dissipate through metal and like fins and stuff like that. You would do it on like a computer.
Well, those radiators.
This video is amazing. Is it sped up? I guess, right?
Very much so.
Very sped up until maybe
Got to
they
say,
go
it is
slow it
one
down.
thing I think Elon Musk has put me with. Yeah.
Why is this landing back on the pad and the others land on ships?
It depends what orbit they're putting them into.
Yeah.
Where they're going to come down, Yeah.
And of course the I suppose the mass as well. So
I fuel left on them, and they can only get so far from where they disconnect to where they can land. So some of them can make it to land, and some have to land on the ship.
You'll find that they quite often put stuff into a polar orbit, and I think they quite often happen over at Vandenberg on the other side of the country. And if they're going into a polar orbit, that means they're not launching over the sea. Because the orbit's not going that way. So
I'll pause
quite
that.
often,
Pause it there.
Oops, I tried to pass. There you go. That's good.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a bit skeptical about this because those clouds, that cloud texture looks very pixelated. It doesn't look like clouds. And I'm there thinking,
are you deliberately trying to play devil's advocate?
Yeah, no. But the thing is, when I saw it previously, and they're like, I've got better cloud textures than.
Yeah, come on. I mean, SpaceX, a lot of the stuff is CGI. I mean, some of the stuff is real life, but some of the stuff is CGI because they just didn't look good enough.
Trying to pick a fight here. There's the video clip that we're watching right now. It is from a camera mounted, and it is from takeoff to landing. 100% real, 100% legit, no CGI involved.
SpaceX don't use animation; they just have cameras.
How do you know? Did you see the cameras there on the rocket?
I did not. I'm just believing
Believe it or not, Chike, they did actually say before launching, "Hey, look, here's the camera," and they showed the mounting of the camera on the on the actual booster.
There you go.
I mean, but this isn't just SpaceX aren't responsible for one launch. You know what I mean? This was all it went from start to finish. I know, but they are prone to use quite a lot of CGI when they haven't filmed anything, and they're just saying this is what we're going to do.
No.
They never did.
SpaceX
They never
don't use CGI.
We just said that they don't use animation in their launches at all.
Yes,
they
do. When they lose contact, they show the orbit.
They show
they show the orbit, but they don't actually show a spacecraft like they do with the ESA launch.
They've got
Ariane
CGI
5
stuff all lined up. You know what I mean?
when there's animation and CGI, they disclaim it.
Yeah.
They don't try to pass it as real. So this is real. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
SpaceX don't.
They still use it. You know?
Push
I
the
don't think SpaceX use CGI for rockets or effects or anything like that. If you're referring to telemetry data, I'd just call that a stats board. I wouldn't call it CGI.
When they're showing you the whole go from here to there and back, they normally use a lot of CGI in there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying they're using it for the correct purposes. But I mean, it does.
All right, time out. There's yeah. Let's not Stingray in the bottom down there. What do you think this is?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm going to send someone from SpaceX my set of cloud textures that I generated because mine are way better than that.
Would you behave, please? Would
This
you?
is, but the thing is that this is real, so that's kind of scary, right? But look at the texture of those. Like, look how they look, like solid, like a construction, like a long bridge. Look like a bridge over here, and like some weird stuff.
That is how they're formed. You know, hit mountains and stuff, and it turns into moisture. You know.
Did you ever see clouds like that, Jose?
No.
Well, how many people have seen clouds from that, apart from people that have gone into
No, we
space?
see them from underneath. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No, we see them looking up, not looking down.
I used to see clouds from above in my uncle's house in Puerto Rico. He used to live really high up in the mountains, and the
but not
clouds
that
were
high.
below. No, well, but they were below at least.
Talking about a bit of mist, not clouds, you know. I don't know how high the mountains are where your uncle lives, you know.
A few thousand feet high.
2,000 feet is high? Nah.
A few thousand feet high, the clouds were very low.
I've been high in
Well,
Scotland.
that's really interesting, Jose. If you just back it up about 10 seconds while it's coming down.
What's he going to say now?
No, hey, calm down. So if you pause it when we can see the circular landing pad.
Right.
Oh, God.
But what's going on with these?
Excuse me, Thurs. Let allow Stingray to speak, please.
And then just watch it as it's coming down. That from here, but just slow it down a little bit if you can.
Yeah,
play it like a quarter speed.
.25
or half. Division was not one of Jose's strong points.
Sorry.
He used division in the.
Yeah, I mean, what's good about that is you're seeing lines and you're seeing shapes that are absolutely not distorted in this single camera footage, which means when you go up and look at the same thing in the same position, like the ground, on the ground and stuff, you can see. I mean, there will be distortion around the upper edges of the lens and stuff, but you can match that up and take that out even if you didn't have the lens profile. To verify that what it sees up in orbit, well, it's not really orbit, but up at the highest altitude is correct, and that there is a curve of the Earth.
Yeah.
That was more of a sensible observation. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if I didn't know the camera, could I take out the camera lens distortion and stuff? And they're like, well, there's a circular pad there, and there's some lines on the way down. So yes, I could. And it would still result in a curved planet from above when it's at the highest point. So yeah.
I'm just disappointed that I don't see a monkey or a curlicue or a big bird, etched out on the ground.
Why does this so-called rocket have fly swatters on the side of it?
No,
flies in space.
Milk crate. It's milk crate.
Biggest fly swatters you've ever seen.
Milk crate flaps.
I think they're waffle irons, aren't they? They're making waffles on the way down.
Milk crate flaps. You cut a milk crate in 5 pieces, and there you go.
Grid fins, but they'll be very, very heavy, high flies. I think they're about half a ton each. I think something like that, maybe even more.
They're waffle irons. Oh my God.
Wait a minute. What did this go up there for? Just to say, hey, look, the Earth is a fucking sphere, and then come back down, or did it?
No, it launched something. It was a satellite. It launched a satellite.
Yeah, there was something.
It did it really quickly.
Yeah,
just like shut it out in a fraction of a second. There you go, and then back down it goes.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, wait. It should be. There you go. I think this is the moment where it separates, right? When it kicked to the side, poof. There was a shadow shade right here, and then there is not.
Yeah, this is obviously sped up. I did watch the one where it wasn't sped up, and it is just too long to watch, and it did actually launch something. But I just didn't see it here. It was a bit weird.
Yeah.
Was that Elon Musk putting his puppy dog in its kennel up into orbit?
There you go. The more you know. There's knows it all. There's knows about the dog.
Well, he put his car up with a dummy in it. Wouldn't put it past him to put his.
Yeah. What else? What more do you want? He put a car up there. You watch that all day, and you got all the whole Earth in there.
You can watch his puppy float around the earth as well.
What people fail to realize is everybody just thinks he's crazy for launching a car. But in fact, the very terrible evil genius Elon Musk has a death laser in that car. And he's just waiting to flip the switch and take over the world.
Is this the Jewish laser that Marjorie Taylor Greene's been going on about?
Look at that green, that black line. Poof. Is it a debris that comes up?
Not quite sure where that is.
I caught it in real time, and it was slow. Let me go back 2 seconds. And it's gonna go pass up. Flash. There you go.
Well, that was, to give you an idea of scale, those grid fins are about 5 foot long.
Those are some big milk crates.
The very big milk crates, yeah, made of titanium.
Yeah. Oh, so they're probably more than half a ton. I'm probably more like a ton each.
I don't know how.
Hold on. There's hardly material there. They are 5 foot and made of titanium, which is light. How would they get to a ton?
I don't know, Chuck. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe it's more ton then.
But you know what? Let's Google it.
I don't know. Yeah, you find out. Yeah.
How they called?
Grid fins.
Hang
So
on,
you say
I've got it.
Falcon 9 grid fins.
Probably stabilizers of some sort, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They just guide the rocket down through the atmosphere.
Right.
They go through that frame on them, and it sort of like stabilizes.
They steer the rocket. They guide it.
Yes.
They help to steer it and they help to keep it at the right orientation.
See, when they're coming down, they wobble back and forward, and that's to sort of make sure that the air's going through them.
Well, that's how it's steering. They're adjusting themselves. It's how they steer.
Stabilizers, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, they're not stabilizing really anything. It's purely just for guiding and steering. It's not stabilizing.
Somebody on Reddit had to go at working out how heavy these things were, and he was getting up to like 140 kilos.
Oh, I was way off then.
Yeah, but I can't.
How much?
140 kilos. He was his best guess. I'm trying to bloody find something.
I might well have been
I
might well have been thinking about the Starship.
The Starship ones are massive, aren't they?
They are huge. Yeah, I think they're probably close to a ton, probably.
But, you're talking the big one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're huge. They're about 4 times the size, if not, probably even more, 4 or 5 times the size.
Guys,
they got 34 engines, and the smaller ones only got 18 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, time out. This is what we're watching here. I think it's some testing of the back landing. This is from a few years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's Starship. That's that's SN10.
Big,
which I think I think that was the one that actually did land successfully. I think SN10.
I mean, these are just the top part. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You'll get 2 other parts that go under it to launch.
No, one other part.
No, just one?
Yeah. Just a booster and an orbital stage.
NASA was doing this earlier in the day, in the 90s. Practicing this back landing, right?
Yeah, so what it's designed to do is come back through the atmosphere like a skydiver. There's no propulsion involved until it gets close to the Earth. So what it does, it then flips back on its facing up,
through your end,
and then lands propulsively on its end.
Also, I mean, basically, I think this is the one that's designed to carry passengers, so 12 people. But he's also
designed to carry everything
now that just takes, 8, you know.
There it is, landed back down.
Oh, that was a rough landing. That.
Yes.
Big
yeah, they were. All of them were. Even that one was the most successful, but it was still a bit on the hard side. It bounced a little bit.
Big.
So they're still working on that.
You've got to admit, I mean, they've done amazing from crashing when they wanted to eventually getting one to land, you know. Come on.
All right, now my question is, do they call it a giant penis because it looked like a giant penis?
No, that's Blue Origin.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks more like a penis.
It looks more like a squid or something, you know what I mean?
Squid.
I mean, with the wings at the top, it's got a squid, isn't it?
It does look like a squid, but basically it's like the shuttle. It will go into the atmosphere and glide.
Yeah, but I mean, the shuttle had to slow down using wings and heat shields and all that. These actually used rockets to land.
Well,
you know?
the difference between that and shuttle, I mean, shuttle, yeah, to a degree, it's about the same. But the thing with shuttle is that was more like a glider.
I was commander of the
but
Apollo
a very bad
wings,
glider.
you know, yeah.
Yes, very bad glider.
You got a certain amount of forward momentum, so it did. You know, as we saw it land on a runway. Well, this thing is not. It's more or less falling down vertically, but just as a skydiver.
It's landing like a helicopter, no VTR.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
just like a skydiver does, it would more or less go straight down with perhaps a little bit of forward momentum.
All right, guys, let's go back to here, real time. Stingray, look at the computers.
Yeah, I like those computers. I like computers.
How about that? Look at those.
Well, I can see the guy loading in the shit texture there.
Look at the system they use in there. Look at that.
Actually, believe it or not, I recognize the Sony Betacam recorders in the background. I had access to one of them in a broadcast studio once.
And the IBM 286s, and yeah.
It's amazing.
Even if it's IBM 286, I don't even know if it's a 286. It may be fucking.
Give me a year time frame, Stingray. What do you think they were working in NASA with this type of computers?
80s.
I'm gonna say late 80s, early 90s. I'm going by that telephone that's just next to him.
Here we go. Okay.
Delta Clipper. 2013.
No. That was uploaded.
That was uploaded. Yeah. Okay.
Early 90s.
Early 90s, probably.
Doesn't say, does it?
It's got to be late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Early to mid 90s. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, I was right. There you go. Early 90s.
There you go.
Yeah, because they're. Wait a minute. What are they? I think they're SGI.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they probably used a lot of computers beyond their age they were designed to do.
That equipment, man.
Yeah, Silicon Graphics. You can see it on the monitor.
Yeah.
So that'll be the RISC chip that's powering all of that shit, which is reduced instruction set, which is the precursor to what we call ARM now.
Amazing stuff.
Oh yes, this thing everybody's forgotten about.
Early 90s NASA testing the landing, the rockets.
The vertical landing,
Vertical landing, launching a little bit and then landing back down.
I think the problem with this was they lost the funding, didn't they?
Yeah, they gave up.
I remember rightly.
Elon Musk took it.
They decided to just scrap it. If they carried on with it, they could have done it long before.
He's trying to hang on the side there for a free ride or something. Did you see that?
You see that? I saw a guy hanging in there. There were 4 other guys that fell. Look, 4 other guys fell from. Look, you see?
Oh yeah, there you go. They can hang on.
People is falling on the sides. Check it out.
Is the United States that bad that people want to get out of it that much? Jesus.
Yeah, look at that. People are just hanging all over around the rocket, trying to get out of there. They didn't know that they was gonna land back down, and look, they start falling. Like, look, hey, oh shit, we got jumpers. Sorry.
Yes, bits falling off that.
That dude is still hanging in there for dear life. Look at that, legs flopping.
And if I'm mistaken, I think they used a special type of engine called an aerospike engine, which is basically a variable altitude engine. So it was an engine that could go into space essentially. They didn't need to change engines.
Is it true? I heard or read somewhere that the economics of the shuttle program and or NASA's own internal launches, that what SpaceX have done, if you add the economics and average them over a time period, is negligibly cheaper given inflation adjustment.
What, the SpaceX is cheaper?
Yeah, only just though, as in there's really no point for it.
Well, I mean,
problem with the space shuttle was that it was reusable, but it cost It cost an awful lot of money to prepare it to reuse it again. And the whole thing of recovering the boosters, that was pretty much a PR exercise because it cost so much to recondition the boosters and reuse them. You might as well just throw them away and use new ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because the shuttle was quite a complicated machine and it needed complete overhaul. Literally, every time it flew, it needed to be overhauled, and the the manpower to actually do that, the time taken, it just wasn't financially viable to do it anymore. And that's the reason why. So if you think about the SpaceX rocket, they're much simpler things. They're very simple in design, in principle, compared to shuttle.
And it doesn't take half so much to turn the first stage around to reuse it. I mean, even have to. They don't even have to clean it. They don't bother cleaning the damn thing.
Oh, those were some better textures right there.
Well, I think they do clean it. They just don't repaint it. They were at the start, but they just stopped doing it. So okay, they give it a quick wash down, and that was it. No.
Yeah, NASA, what a bunch of dumbasses, man. They could have been way ahead if they continued with this. I mean, SpaceX is doing it, and they're kind of associated. They collaborate. So they say, yeah, we didn't have to go through the hardship and the money and everything to get it working. Somebody else already got it working, and we are using his technology too. So yeah,
look, the Russians
win for them.
The Russians are landing on land, and they're not landing softly as this, but they land quite softly. They just the booster is only activated at the last second before it hits.
Yeah, the Russians have never brought their guys back down over water, have they? Mind you, given the size of Russia, it's not surprising they bring them down over land.
No, it's the impact that's important.
Yes.
Yeah, the one time when you don't want to get an engine stall.
Yeah.
This one is just hovering there. This rocket is just hovering there until it's ready to land like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also with the Aerospike engines as well, again, unless I'm mistaken, they're much easier to control the throttle. So you can actually control the literally throttle almost to zero, all the way through to maximum thrust as well. Again, I could be mistaken about that.
September 11, 1993. This was this test. Sorry, what are the odds? I called the jumpers earlier. Now we got September 11 in the same video. What the hell? Sorry. No.
Picture man going on a journey.
Sorry.
Has anybody seen the TV show Ascension?
Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone.
Ascension. Might have done.
So Ascension is the name of a huge spacecraft that set off in the 60s or late 60s for our nearest star, and it was going to take multiple generations aboard this to actually reach the star. So the people that set off, only their great-great-grandchildren would actually arrive there. That's Ascension.
So they didn't have they didn't have the technology to put them to sleep for many years, or they stay alive in the trip. Oh shit!
I started to watch this and thought, no, that's shit.
Why did you think it was shit?
They're not on board the spaceship. There's absolutely no conveying that they're on board the spaceship in space. I mean, they could be in fucking Beverly Hills. It's a load of shite.
But the concept of the show is
a generation shit.
You gotta suspend your disbelief, and these guys, you're surrounded with this space stuff,
Yeah, farmers. If you did watch it for the hook and the reveal, right?
No.
The hook and the reveal. I know you're not going to watch it. Is they never left Earth, and it was an experiment to develop technology by putting very bright people together and artificially creating an environment along with incidents to make them develop technology under duress to actually get it out and use it in the real world.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler! Told you they weren't in space.
I was thinking of actually going and watch that now, Stingray. Thanks.
That's
Sorry,
wrong,
dude.
man.
Blame farmers.
I think I watched it for about 15 or 20 minutes and thought, this is crap. This is utter pants. They're not in space. They're not on board the spaceship.
I'm really
And it
sorry,
turns out
farmers.
I was
No, farmers, I'm really sorry. But if you watch 5 minutes of any kind of acting ability, any kind of terrible writing, and any kind of terrible acting, yet, you know, that bird from Battlestar Galactica 11 or 7 or whatever it is, 7 of 11, is in it, it's worth watching.
No, it needs more than. I just watched it today in the latest Picard. Is it Kathy Ryan?
Hold on, Stingray. Then Farmer's Boy. Don't watch any Indian movies because the intro, all the company names in the beginning, and the disclaimers take about 6 to 7 minutes.
Mate, I started watching one of those ones that you put me on to, and I had to give up after 10 minutes. I was struggling.
Hey.
Hey, I watched it. It was good.
The RRR, right? You watched it?
Yeah, even if it was fake.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to
look
suspend your
fake.
disbelief. Watch it, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, Triple R is a freaking crazy film.
I'm sorry. Some foreign languages are just bloody hard for me to listen to, and I'm afraid that's one of them.
What are you talking about? You can hear it in English.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece, man.
Dubbed? You can't. Oh, that's even worse.
Translated, yeah.
Hey, did you fund my wife? What? No, come on. Oh, we have dubbed adverts over here, and they make me want to throw some at the bloody telly. Oh, hate it. I've got no problem at all listening to original language with subtitles, but I'm just afraid that some languages I have a lot of trouble listening to for any length of time. And
Dude, if you can see a guy, you just can see a guy catch a tiger, a cheetah in midair and throw it to another guy. Oh, I watched that movie.
This is why Britain had to have an empire. We needed an empire so it could teach everybody to speak English because we couldn't understand them.
Oh dear.
We're talking about a fight of two guys, one fighting in the shoulders, one is like piggybacking the other one. I mean, in the shoulders, the legs in the shoulders, and they got a full fight scene like that. They fight a whole army, and then they escape. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, the prison escape.
The prison escape, bro. There is like Goro. Do you guys know who Goro is? Goro from Mortal Kombat, the big dude with 4 arms. It's like watching a fight of Goro. It's like a dude with 4 arms. You know, it's amazing, bro.
Tess, yeah, you want to tell me that you can understand Indian talk English?
No, that's what I was saying. I thought we were talking about understanding people's.
Yeah, but you taught them English.
I
but
didn't know we were talking about something else.
You taught them English, but they speak it in such a way that you can't understand them.
Well, I can understand English, Indian people when they speak.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I worked with an Indian guy, and the first month we were talking over the phone. The first month, every second word he said, I said, sorry. What did you say? Couldn't understand a word he said.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you're obviously like Holland or Denmark or Sweden or something like that.
I understand.
I can understand your English, you know what I mean? And I'm Scottish, and I'm sure you can understand my English, you know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, English language as a means for people with multiple languages to understand each other is a fantastic thing, you know?
You should try to listen to some Irish people.
It's unfortunate it's being succumbed now by Google and Twitter and AI.
Hey, Moyles.
With the slang and their language.
That reminds me. That reminds me.
You know.
That reminds me. I wanted to remark about the French talking English on their video. On the lunch, it's they gave up. They gave up before.
How come I can understand Indian people speaking English?
Tess,
and I can't
I didn't
understand
finish.
Americans speaking English.
Hello, Tess, I didn't finish because back then, French thought everyone should know French, and if you don't know French, then fuck you. But today they realized most people speak English. So if you want other people to understand you, you need to speak English.
Amen.
French should be happy. The English immortified their word rendezvous is an English word, right? So now a French word is now an English word, and everybody around the world is going to be speaking it. They should be happy. You know what I mean? I don't understand the French. So upset about everything.
I'm not upset. They just have a pride. They proud of the language. They don't want to speak other languages.
I don't want to speak English. I want to keep speaking Spanish all my life.
But nowadays in United States, you probably can.
Yeah, I can. 1 out of 10 people that I come across speak Spanish over here.
I reckon you go back to Spain in some places, nobody speaks Spanish. They're all speaking English because it's all tourists. You know what I mean? It's what, you know.
Is it not taught in schools now as second language?
You're talking America? If they teach
America, yes.
If the United States they teach Spanish, I'm not sure. I don't know. I went to school in Puerto Rico. They teach English in Puerto Rico as a second language.
Half the working force in United States speaks Spanish. If you want to talk to them, you need to speak Spanish.
True, yeah. You know what's amazing in Puerto Rico? All the 30 years that I lived there. I was born in there. I lived there for 30 years. There's a big Chinese community in Puerto Rico, bro. Like huge. Maybe bigger than Dominican. You know, even Dominicans speak Spanish. But whatever. But there was a bunch of Chinese restaurants run by Chinese people, and they spoke the Puerto Rican Spanish because they've been there for so many years, and they had all their kids in there. From mom and dad are Chinese. They had their kids, but the kids are born in Puerto Rico, and they look 100% Chinese, but they speak in the dragging the R's and speaking the slang in Puerto Rico. It's amazing, bro. They were really cool to hang out with Chinese people on there because it didn't look the way they look. It didn't their voices didn't match because it's something crazy, man. I mean, like some people in the United States and in movies and all, you see them and they speak perfect English without not even slight accent because they are born in the United States and they speak perfect English. You know, that was in Puerto Rico. Chinese people speaking pure Puerto Rican, bro. It was cool. I went to a Chinese restaurant and I was waiting in there, and there was nobody in the counter. And there was this little girl playing. Maybe she was like 5 or 6 years old. And I go like, hey, in Spanish. I told her, "Excuse me." And she looked at me. Is there anybody behind? I want to order food, hungry. He said, and she like, why are you talking to me like that? Like I'm a baby or something? But she spoke to me like in pure Spanish. I go like, whoa, sorry about that. She said like, don't treat me like I speak better Spanish than you. And she went like with the mad face to the back, and the parents came in. I said, damn, that's rough. See, that was that's not good to read a book by their cover because you never know what they're made of, you know. I thought she didn't speak Spanish, man. It was a shame on myself. Never did it again. I just spoke my pure Spanish to everybody in Puerto Rico.
And fuck them if they don't understand.
And fuck them if they don't understand. Yeah. Carlos.
What's up?
Carlos, do you live in whatever... where are you from? You're not Puerto Rican, right? You got Puerto Rican blood?
Yeah, my dad has Puerto Rican parents. He was born in the Bronx, grew up in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Most from Honduras. I was born in Honduras, grew up in Nicaragua, and I'm in the South now, Alabama.
Do you live in any of those places, Puerto Rico, Honduras, or?
I live in Honduras and Nicaragua.
Okay. Was there a big community of like foreign, like they were living in there and like that, like Indians or Chinese?
Foreigners?
Or something? Yeah, foreigners, yeah.
And in Honduras, there was a lot of Koreans.
Really? Okay. What, did they have stores and restaurants and stuff?
Restaurants.
Right.
Koreans and Chinese.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh no!
And in Nicaragua, there was a lot of. Sorry, I was gonna say in Nicaragua there was a lot of North Americans that have moved there to retire.
You're doing some daredevil stuff in there, man.
Oh no.
Yeah, turn on the camera,
Just,
man.
you know, good old.
Don't be climbing with camera on.
I have to
Holy
climb
shit.
this pole. Yeah, it's just
Dude,
testing on the pole so my wife doesn't have to.
fuck, I quit, man. If I gotta do that, I quit that day. Fuck that.
Well, there's certainly many Chinese where I live.
Yeah, are you in China?
Hello from China.
Hello. Is there a lot of Americans in there? They got businesses and stuff, Lubo?
Not many. There are only few. Where the place I live, many foreigners left because the economy in this city went a little bit down. Most of them they moved down south of China
I
or
think
to
I think
Taiwan.
I think there might be more Indians than Americans there, right?
No. Actually,
Really
there's very little Indians over here. There are many Japanese and Koreans because where I live, it's very close to Korea and Japan, and there's also history that connects this city with Japan and Korea too.
Now, you, Lubo, do you have the physical appearance of Chinese or not?
No, at all. Not at all.
Now, could you identify a Japanese in between 10? You put an island of 10 people, 9 are Chinese, 1 is Japanese. Could you identify the Japanese in between them?
Not maybe because of clothing or the way how they behave. It's a little bit different, more civilized, I would say.
Really? Okay.
Is it racist? Japanese features are very different to Chinese features as well.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to ask Lubo, is it true that when you finish your meal in a restaurant, you need to bop loud?
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
not
like
at all.
no, because
No. I think that's
knew
somewhere near Egypt or something. I don't know, maybe India.
no, the guy, a guy that went to a business trip there, he said, if you don't bop loud in the restaurant, the chef is coming to ask if something is wrong with the food.
No. What you do usually in Chinese restaurant, you shout loud at the waitress that you need a bill. We are everybody like it's quite loud in the Chinese restaurant.
Now, is it a good indication when you get soup and you have to slurp it really loud, and that means that you're enjoying the soup?
Noodles actually.
Noodles. Do people do it? Do people do it on purpose? Like, is it part of the culture? Like, yeah, this is really good. I'm gonna slurp it harder and louder.
Not really. It's just like the way how they learn from like childhood. That's how they eat noodles. But yeah, it's kind of indication that you like noodles, that you like them, but you actually they don't control it. That I must slurp to eat noodles. You know, it's just the way how they learn from the early childhood.
Now, do these questions offend you? Are they racist or not?
No, because I'm not Chinese.
Right, but still, I mean, it's not offensive. The questions now. If I maybe ask this question to an American, an American, they call it woke person. If I call it to just a random catting in the street, I say, why do you think all the 90% of the Mexicans got a mustache and whatever? And why are they short and high? While the Chinese, they're really pale skin tone. They're gonna think that I'm the most racist person in the world for asking this question. But if I ask a Mexican person, why do you all have a mustache? Why are you so short and high? A Chinese, why the skin is so light? I don't think they will get offended by it. I don't think they will think I'm racist. But that's the bullshit that we live in America. Everybody think everything is racist. It's called bullshit.
My wife is Filipina. If I bop loud at the end of the meal, she says, I cook good.
There you go, yeah.
I think the slurping thing, I think that's more Japanese than Chinese, by the way.
Okay.
I was going to say, guy was it Hong Kong or something? You have a smell of soda in the air when you walk down the street.
Soda?
Soda, for attaching electronics to motherboards. Soldering, Here you make a lot of stuff over there that's not really
I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, in China, China is mostly separated by north and south. They even say, "Ah, you are from the north. I mean, the northeast."
You can tell by the
And
accent.
so in the north, people are usually taller, like they're taller, and they have different behavior than Southernese. The Southernese Chinese, they also speak differently, not like proper Chinese. So if I go South China, I wouldn't understand anything they talk about, and they are shorter in south of China, and they have a little bit different
Flatter
behavior.
faces, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Now we got a Japanese resident in here, Lauri. He's been listening. He said, "Jose, man, I could identify a Japanese in between 1,000 Chinese. Easy." Right, Lauri? The chief professor.
Could be, but maybe not in the northeast, because northeast is more like the place where I live is actually famous that it was Japanese.
The Japanese people, they all have bunny ears, don't they?
Well, actually, it was Russian, then it was Japanese, and then it became back Chinese. So the place where I live, it's not so easy to distinguish between Chinese and Japanese. But I mean, yeah, if you see the behavior, maybe the hairstyle, that's the biggest indication, I would say.
Nothing wrong with that. We're talking about different cultures and people, like things the culture does. The culture does. Why? Because I'm not Chinese. I cannot speak about Chinese. I cannot have my views on it. What I what I see and stuff like that. Fuck that. I can speak about whatever I want as long as I'm not disrespectful. It's all good. One must have self-awareness. What you think could be disrespectful or not.
I think the biggest question
could be really quick. This image that I got on for some people could be offensive. This is an Oriental girl. I don't know what she is. Just slurping on a good ramen, good soup. Good noodles. Got it.
When I came first to China, it was difficult for me to distinguish between people. Because they look the same to me, And the funny thing is, they say the same about foreigners. They say, "Hey, you look the same, you look the same." But actually, for people that are very different, like looking,
right?
But they have different way of recognizing people. Like in China, people often look at the eyes, where we look at the faces.
Right.
And the tone of the voice is very important in China. The way how you say something, not what you actually say, but they feel the tone you said it's something wrong or something. You just say, "I'm okay," but you don't. You say it. It doesn't sound right. What's wrong? Yeah. I think the bigger question is if we can recognize Korean from Japanese.
Really? Okay. Now, I think, yeah. Shout out to Doofus Manfred. Good catch. Like, I'll be flip-flopping, man, all day long. Thank you for that graphic. Very well explained. I cannot explain that myself, bro. Just let me be flip-flopping.
I think we can call it the flip-flop Jose JG duality.
Yeah. It's a paradox going on here, man, in real time.
I mean, I couldn't tell the difference between North and South Korea, just by their accents. If somebody, asked them to say a phrase, I wouldn't know. It's probably very obvious to people from Korea, but not to the rest of the world, Yeah.
I'll tell you how to distinguish Japanese from Chinese. Japanese are white.
I could did. Now,
I was in Philippines and there was a bunch of a group of Japanese. They were all white as snow.
They really they have these whitening products, skin products. They are very, very popular in Japan. Actually, that's right.
They're popular in North America as well for black women who want to, bleach their skin, and people who want to bleach their bums apparently as well. Yeah, there's a huge amount of skin bleaching regimes, but I think Japanese aren't white now because they've become. I think basically they're just doing what people do. They're staying out the sun so that their lanolin in their skin is not being activated, so they're not turning yellow like they used to.
Well, you say used
the
to.
Second World War. They were more yellow looking because they worked in the field and were exposed to the sun. Their lanolin, kicked in. And nowadays they stay undercover, they wear long sleeves, the hats and all that, so their skin isn't getting a lanolin. Even black people go pale when they're hiding for the sun, like in Britain and stuff, yeah.
There's not amount of sun that will make me not pale. The farmers were dark back then, but it's a status thing. A high society, important people wouldn't get to the sun to stay white. It shows your status.
But you understand, if they were in the sun, they would go yellow, which is their natural protection from the sun color. And because they're hiding for the sun, they're not yellow.
They don't go to the sun for that reason, not to get yellow.
You understand? There's still DNA. DNA is still active.
Yes.
Just don't go out in the sun,
Yes, they don't go out in the sun. They make sure they don't get tan.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah. They cover themselves. If there is sun, they wear these sun shades like umbrellas. Man, they have umbrellas when they
gotta stop them.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
they have umbrellas when they go out on the sun. Can you imagine? You go out, it's sunny day, and most of the women bring umbrellas because they are afraid to get darker. And that's a different culture in Japan and China. Being whiter is status. Yeah, as you said, the status of like, you are richer. The women don't want to get any darker. And that's why they also use these whitening products, especially in Japan. Whitening skin products are very popular, and they spend huge money on whitening skin products. And so that's one reason. And another thing is north of the China and south of the China is also different because of the skin color. Because Southernese or west of China also, they get darker skin. Like it's not just they don't go out to the sun, they also get a darker skin by genes, but I wouldn't say it's yellow. It's just like genetics darker, I would say.
I think very quickly in Puerto Rico, I mean, there's a lot of different skin tones, but I think this is the majority because look at this group of Puerto Ricans, bro. They got my type of skin, like light dark skin, like almost all the Puerto Ricans. It's crazy. Even though there are really white and redheads, there's a lot of redheads with freckles in Puerto Rico. But yeah, there's a lot of that. This skin tone, I think, is predominant in Puerto Rico. Any picture of Puerto Rico, a group of Puerto Ricans, I think the darker skin is the predominant. Look at another group of family. Darker, even though they don't look Puerto Rican, they are, and the skin is kind of darker, all of them.
Sometimes I have to explain to people and to children, like in abroad, it's popular. Like the European women go south to get a tan, to go to the sun, and they sunbath. That's something that Chinese that can't happen. Chinese go out to sunbath because they don't want to get dark. They want to get whiter, and that's like a culture in European culture. Get darker skin means like being healthy. If you're in Europe, if you're too white, what's wrong with you? Something wrong with your health. But
back in the day, I mean, white.
You're so impatient, Ters. You're so impatient. You cut everybody right almost at the end of everybody finishing the statement. You're cutting everybody up. The impatience is killing you, man.
Himself, though. He is repeating himself.
Killing you, bro.
And I haven't got this point in, but he is repeating himself that everybody wants to be white.
That's the age.
Man, oh man.
The thing is, I'm trying to get round to it. In the 1800s, a lot of white women in England slathered a white paste on their face and made them look white, pure white, not just being in the sun wasn't enough for them. They painted their face white, and it had heavy metals in it, like lead and stuff, and they would poison themselves because they were absorbing it through the skin. So that's the thing, and we found this with the Egyptians. They used different things to make colours that they would put in their face, and some of them were carcinogenic,
Wait. I found an image from Puerto Rico that there's almost no light dark skin. There's a black guy over here, and there's a bunch of mostly white people. They're all Puerto Ricans.
They're all going to end up brown.
She's kind of darker. She's kind of my color, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is big variety of.
The whole human race is going to end up beige. That's what's going to happen. Gigantic planet of beige people.
See a portrait of my family. My brother is white with freckles. My dad is white with blue eyes. It's all kinds of difference.
But the sad fact is really the skin color in China is very important. Like, if people get darker color, then people will look at them down a little bit because of they're darker than other people. And also like black people, even they're Americans, like pure American, Native Americans, when they teach English, they get less paid because of their skin color. And it's sad to see,
Oh yeah, I think that's horrible, yeah.
Is that because of China's obsession with the West, their culture and stuff? I think
it's not
really.
Being manufactured with its own crap than listening to other people, Yeah.
I know historically with Japan, because I have a real interest in Japanese culture, but I know historical to Japan, there's this obsession with Western culture that goes back decades, and the more white you look, the better chances you have in society, basically. I don't know if that's the same in China, but.
Well, obviously it wouldn't be the same in China. Probably you would get on better in China if you were like a Chinese, you know what I mean? Because it's Chinese people are going to vote for you and get you elected and all that. So a white man from America going over there is going to get very many votes compared to a Chinese person that works with other people that are voting.
Look at these Puerto Rican people. It's my dad and my sister. She's white. My older sister, white, and my dad is a white dude with blue eyes and freckles, Crazy. And I'm like the black sheep.
Somebody should draw beard on your sister. Look if it's the same or not.
Just when the Jose said he's the black sheep, does that mean that you take a tan? You know what I mean? You go out in the sun, bang, you go brown. Because my dad was like that. I went red and then peeled. My dad brown.
Yeah, look at this. This is my mom. My mom and my brother too. He's white. He's like my dad. Look a lot like my dad. I'm more like my mom.
You're certainly the black sheep.
Certainly the black sheep. I know, man. I'm the dark one, the dark horse.
Definitely look like you take a tan better than your family, But yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm white and all my family are brown.
I'm the dark horse of the family, bro.
I can't get
look at that. Look at me and my dad. We don't look alike at all. Well, kind of, maybe. Maybe, who knows? When I still had some hair to rot. Oh man. Yeah, but we look. It's strange. We look very different. Then me and my sister. This is the last one I'm gonna share. Me and my sister. We were. People used to call us twins until we were like 11, and then I grew taller, and older, bearder. She's beautiful. My sister is beautiful.
I think
this is the one that lives with me near me over here and visits me all the time.
I think that's the beauty of the family, though, because you don't have to go very far to see people who are different from you. So you grow up knowing that not everybody thinks like me. Having a family, having brothers and sisters. Oh my God, it's so good for socializing you.
This picture is from 1991.
Yeah.
Young Jose,
God,
young
that's
looking
lovely.
Jose over here. My girlfriend back then.
She just went like the queen of the ball, you know, the high school or something.
Yeah. It was her birthday thing, like.
Oh, her birthday, right?
Yeah, it was like 16 or 17 birthday. I was same age than her. I was 16 or 17.
Right.
Maybe. No, I
Well,
was.
we can
I
tell
was
how young
older.
you are. Look how big your ears are.
Yeah.
Young people's ears are
Yeah.
always much bigger, you know what I mean?
That's a big
Yeah.
man.
Okay, I've got a serious question. Like, the person taking this photograph, did he say to all the women, right, everybody smile, look as though you're having a good time, and then to all the men say, right, imagine you've got telekinesis powers and you're trying to break the camera lens.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on here? I don't get it. That's true, bro. That's true. I think
Oh
that's
my
one more.
God, every man in that picture is so fucking serious.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's great.
God.
It's like
CGI.
I just want to say, she's hot, your girlfriend.
She was beautiful.
I think this is proof they're all on NASA's
She is beautiful
payroll.
that
You know
she's
what I
still
mean?
alive.
They're obviously on NASA's payroll, and they're wondering if NASA's check's going to come in at the end of the month.
He's pretty hot, but I think the ears stick out a fair bit. What about the one in the top left, yeah?
But this one. Oh, this no. Don't talk about
the
me.
square heads with the airplane wings. You know.
Oh, this is this. Look, this is another. How about this picture, dude? This is an amazing picture. Oh, hell yeah! This is my buddy. You see, I mean, he's here too. This is kind of my best friend. He was hanging out with my two sisters and my cousin, my girl cousin. We were all hanging out here. Dude, the face, man. This was my face. The pants so high up. I was really skinny, man, all the time. This is some good times.
What music did you listen back then?
Bob Marley and salsa, like hardcore salsa from old school salsa from Puerto Rico. But the outside music, it was actually Bob Marley. Yeah.
You didn't listen to like gangster rap or anything back then?
No. I a little bit of reggaeton. We called it reggaeton.
I was big in Nirvana.
Yeah, and then this was my childhood. We always been poor. It's me, my sister, my brother, my other sister, my other brother, and my two cousins. This barefoot in the street. My sister, bro, she's like me, like doing faces. In this time, she was the one doing faces, and I was so serious.
Why are you wearing long pants?
I have no idea.
It's clearly not cold because you were short shirt.
Yeah. Do you guys know who Rosalind Sanchez is? You heard of Rosalind Sanchez, right? She's kind of a big actress. I took a picture with her once. Look at that. Rosalind Sanchez, my youth. Yeah. Young looking Jose. With the one side, it was kind of a Vanilla Ice hairstyle, but in one, like tilted to one side with a pick. Oh, what's going on over here, man? Like anybody cares. Oh no, this, bro. Whew. I gotta share this picture. I was for the longest so ashamed of this picture, but it's amazing. Look at that. This is my high school picture. This is the way I look when I graduated high school. So young looking, man.
Are you sure that's a high school picture and it's not
Yes.
like a mugshot?
1992. 1992 picture, bro. I was so skinny and young looking, man.
Wow.
Crazy. I was so ashamed. This picture. Amazing.
You're such a nerd.
Yeah, man. I was a nerd.
How old are you?
Chicks dig me.
Did you shave back then?
No. This was not natural. Never shaved. I started growing hair like at 25. Facial hair.
You walked around with bum fluff on your chin for years before you shaved. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
it's
you
great.
pick out this outfit yourself, Jose, or was it your mom that picked the outfit?
No, it was provided. It was provided to
Okay.
us. Yeah.
Because I have similar photos of my childhood, and it was always my mom that made me wear suits like this.
Right. Provided.
Did you put makeup on your eyes?
I think I had makeup on. Some girls put makeup, put like liner and lipstick on me. Yeah. Some girls hooked me up with setting me up there.
I have never in my life wore a suit, and I'm proud of it.
When I was a teenager, you know, going through like 13, 14, 15, when we had to do pictures like this for school every year, we argued that we didn't want to wear like a tie. We didn't have to wear a bow tie like this. You know, we could wear a tie. It's normally a school tie. We complained until one year we got to take the photographs with just an open neck shirt with no tie, you know. Oh, progress, you know.
Playing, I don't know if we were playing cards or domino or something there. Yeah, old shirtless and skin and bones. Skin and bones me all the time, shirtless, man. Yeah, having fun, man, having fun.
Question for Chike. Chike, what did you wear on your wedding day?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was a shirt. How do you say, stitch shirt? It wasn't a t-shirt, but yeah, that's about as casual as I go.
So you never worn a suit in your life?
And I'm proud of it.
Oh my god. Never heard of anybody like you.
It's a gangster clothes. Why would I want to wear them?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I was once going into a pub and thrown out at the door. I'm like just opening the door. One of a waitress jumped on me and said, "No, you can't come in here in short pants, in shorts."
Now, I got it. This is the last picture I'm going to share about me when I was an alien. It's a picture of me when I was an alien. I don't know what the fuck is wrong. It's got to be. Stingray, please tell me what happened here. Is it the camera that is making my head look that giant? It's got to be, right? I know I don't have that head shape like that.
The hair and the shadow on the wall.
It's gotta be. I look like an alien.
It's refraction.
It's gotta be refraction. I told you.
No, I think it's the smile on your face that makes you alien.
Smile. Yeah, like I got a smile.
I think that was your best smile you could give, no?
Yeah, man. Okay, now this is when
as Gary would say, it's a normal perspective. It's the foreshortening of your head that makes you look like white.
This is when I had a little bit of a beard. Then I had to shave the beard, and then I got the final result, and I was really happy with the result of my shaving. Oh man, what's wrong with me, bro? What's wrong?
Only 10 cuts.
Yeah, just a few. I hated to shave, bro. I hated to shave. Good times, man. Sorry, I didn't want to make this, but it was funny. It just brought me down the memory lane. Let's do some final thoughts, guys. It was a really good show. I didn't get any PayPal today, but I am happy about Leo actually gave me a $5 super chat and then a $2 super chat. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much. And what I am more happy that this is a successful day 4 of being here. Oh, actually, just Thirst out of nowhere just supported with PayPal over here with a very important message. Clip those ears. Shout out to Thirst. Hey, thank you, brother. I know I had big ears. Now, what happened? Because Gravity gravity should actually take care of my ears for me. But for some reason, my ears are not as big as they used to be. You think the headset had to do with my ears not being too big? Oh. Because I don't have as big ears as I used to do. Weird. My face grew, maybe. My face grew since I was younger. Dude, I have age, man. I see myself as I feel I look really young, but compared to those old pictures, fucking but at least life has treated me good. I feel happy. I see some 48-year-old people around. That was 30 years ago, those pictures. So, yeah, you're looking at. Final thoughts, Shaik. Fine.
Skip my final thought.
Final thoughts, Lubo.
Well, I'm still alive. These are not my final thoughts, but it's back. It's good to be back. I miss you, and I love your idea of 15 days of streaming. I hope I will be here next time too.
Thank
good
you very
show,
much.
and
Yep.
no flutters, but yeah, good show.
Thank you very much. Yeah, tomorrow Saturday, it might be an Ultimate Fight Night, depending on the time it is. I might do a stream and I just call a play-by-play, maybe a little bit until somebody show up, and if we get a conversation going, then we'll kick it. If not, we'll still be live here tomorrow. Nestle Wipes, final thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, it was a good stream. I wasn't following the whole thing, but what I did catch was good. Thank you very much, Jose, as always.
Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate it. Ters, big shout out, man. Thank you for your support and final thoughts.
No, you're welcome, man. Thank you very much for continuing to do this, Jose. A lot of people are dropping off now. It's like the boost of talking about flat earthers going. But I mean, what I love is you keep the conversation going with other things as well, because there's lots of other stupid stuff out there, and we need to hammer down into it and find out what's true and what's not true. Don't you think that's true? So, yeah, more power to you, and I hope to see you continue on, delving deep into the mysteries of the world and life and everything.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Thank you very much for coming in, man. We got shout out to Shaik. Good show today with a super chat of 20 yens.
Shekel Hadash.
Shekel Hadaches. 20 Shekel Hadaches from Shaik. Thank you, Shaik. I appreciate that, brother. Good looking out, man. The Stingray, final thoughts?
Yeah, good show, Jose. I learned a little bit today. My final thoughts are more about the geometry of a model being able to predict reality. And I've tried more than most to make it work on flat, and I never have. And I've tried a lot to make it work on globe, and it's never failed. However, at some point, Rach is going to help me make it fail on a globe and work on flat Earth. So I look forward to that.
Very good, very good. I look forward to that too. And if you guys need a place to be hosted and presented and all that stuff, I am available. I'm one Discord DM away for that. Shout out to you guys. Final thoughts by Hold On. Today we learned Reichi refuses to watch Flatzoid debunk videos. In other words, she doesn't actually do research. Shout out to Hold On. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. Stingray, when you turn 48 years old, look back at your pictures of high school and when you were 16, 17, and 18 and see how much you have changed. Boom! You think it'll be a big change?
I'll still look exactly the same. When I shave my beard, I look 12, so I never shave my beard.
Yeah, but you're only 22. And I looked 12 until I was 25, so, you know. Thank you very much.
I'm only 43, and look at what happened to me, you know.
Yeah, 43. Look what happened to him. What the hell? He became Santa Claus. Don't be a piche saying you're 47. The hell?
I don't know. Yesterday, the guy he tried to rebuke the Santa Claus. We got Santa Claus right here.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Jose JG out. Here's Cookie Earth. Boom.
Oh, I love that squeak.
Thank you.